Hello, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you very much for tuning in. Man United versus Sheffield United this evening. A big night for Man U. There's no doubt about it. Very good performance overall against Tottenham on the return on the first game back after lockdown and the suspension of the season. Leicester City have dropped points. Man United now have a game in hand over Leicester, the opportunity to close that gap. Leicester's next two games are very difficult. Very difficult indeed. Man United have an opportunity to really capitalise. We're here for the next 3 hours or so covering the Man United game, the build-up to it. There is a leaked lineup tonight. You can see that on the screen. There's a leaked lineup. Mason Greenwood, Martial, Rashford starting. Pogba, Matic in the middle for McTominay and Fred from the previous game. And the lineup at the back looking the same. I've also heard some rumours that Eric Bailly may also be starting in this game as well. And if that is to happen, that in itself is big news. And I think it will be for Victor Lindelof, and that would be a serious team. I'd be really intrigued to see how that lineup works, how they operate together as a collective. So we'll take a little look now, actually. If we were to refresh this and go with the new rumour that's come out that Bailly may be starting, that's what we may be looking at. Team news will be confirmed in the next 25 minutes or so. Do me a big favour before we continue. Please hit that like and share button for me. It's very important that you do that for the Football Terrace. It really is. Download Hot Mic as well. You see the promo code there, TFT. You can watch over there and sync in time with your television. So make sure you go and get that done. But as I say, we're here with you for the next few hours. Really excited about this game. I can't wait. Genuinely cannot wait. But you get yourselves over to Hot Mic. Get that downloaded now. There you see the app. I'm going to jump onto our live stream. Going to jump on. There's about 12 people over there watching right now. I'm going to sync with the television just to get myself lined up. Just bear with me a second. There we go. That's done. Just turn my television back down before I get done there. So that's synced up. Hello. So if you go and download that, you can synchronize with your television and watch it live. So go check us out over there at Hot Mic right about now. I'm just going to share the link. When you're in Hot Mic, please make sure you share as well. It'd be amazing if you could. I've just shared that. If you click the share button at the bottom here, if you're tuning in, if you click the share button down the bottom, which you can see here, and then you click your social media platforms, get it out there, get it done for us. It'd be amazing if you could. Afternoon to everyone that's involved. Bear with me a second there. So that's all up and running. I hope you're all well. We're going to take some Skype calls as well. I want to know what you're thinking, feeling, and anticipating ahead of the start of this game. Billy T, one of our members, says Terry should be a comfortable win for Man United. I'm predicting 3-0. And that's it, bro. That is it. Man United should be winning this game. There is no ifs, there's no buts, there's no maybes, there's no woulda, there's nothing here. United needs to be going out and doing this. When we take a look at the Premier League as it stands right now, I'm going to go across and get this up because it's important to look at this. When we look at this Premier League, do you know what I'll actually do? Let me, I'll create a new scene, I'm going to get the link. I'm going to put it on the screen so you can all see, so we can all go through this together. Let me just add this web page up. Let me add it on here. All right. Give me a second. I'm going to paste this in here. This is the league table. So let me move that above. 1 second. We're doing this live on the air, so it's taking a bit of time. But here is the league table, as you can see. When we look at this league table as it stands right now, Man United on 46 points. A victory today puts us within 2 points of Chelsea, putting a bit of pressure on them before their next game. Of course, a big game for Chelsea tomorrow night as well against Manchester City. So it's imperative United win and put that pressure upon Chelsea. Equally, we're currently 9 points behind Leicester with a game in hand. We can make that 6 points after today. If you then go and look at Leicester City's running, if you go and look at the teams that they have got to play, if we go to their fixtures that are coming up in the Premier League, and wait for this to, is it not showing them? It isn't showing them. I apologise. But Leicester have got some serious games on the horizon. We can probably find them. For whatever reason, this website, when you put it through here, doesn't want to do that. But okay. It's not the end of the world. We'll go back to the table. Leicester have a couple of tough games on the bounce. United theoretically could reduce this lead to 3 to 4 points in the next 3 games, but we must win. There's no beating about the bush. Manchester United must win tonight. Of course, I want a brilliant performance. Of course, I want us to look scintillating. Of course, I want us to look amazing. That isn't of the essence tonight. It's about winning the football match. I want your views and I want your opinions. I do want your views and I want your opinions. Leave your comments below as well. Get your super chats in. If you want to phone up, the Skype details are inside our description below. So please get that done. I'm just clicking here on Leicester because I can see it on the desktop when you look at their fixtures. If we look at Leicester City's fixtures, so that's it. They've got some tough games coming up, you know. They've got some tough games coming up. There's no doubt about it. They've got Arsenal on the horizon, Palace. They've got Everton as well. So there's some seriously difficult games on the horizon. I swear there's another one in there for him as well. I'm going to go up to who scored. Who scored is a little bit better. We've got Brian on the line. Brian, welcome back to the show, my friend. What do you want to say?
You know, yeah, I think today's match is going to be really interesting because Sheffield United have, I think it's clear to say they've defied a lot of people's expectations this season. I mean, prior to lockdown, I think that they were pretty much on everybody's list to be the one side to totally go down and things like that. And I mean, they've been flying this season, but I think that Ollie has to get his lineup right to signal it's just like the old adage, you know, you have to begin as you mean to go on, right? So I think that if Ollie picks a strong lineup with the intent to go out and to kill the game off early, that way that, you know, it helps settle the nerves and things, and I think that they'll be in a really good position to win this game.
Absolutely, mate. And as I say, I want a great Pogba performance. I want Rashi to score. I want all the trimmings. You know, I want the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake. But before any of that, 3 points, bruv, because we want to put that pressure. Chelsea's game tomorrow is big anyway. If they go into it knowing that United are within touching distance of them, not quite our own destiny because there's still a 2-point gap, but it puts pressure on Chelsea to perform in that game. Will they beat? Yeah. Will they beat Manchester City? It's hard to know whether they will, but they are at home. City could pull off a point, even if it's a draw. United can go within 3 points of Chelsea, and then the game after, you know, it's just amazing. It's just genuinely amazing. It's going to be a great run, and it really is. But United's next 3 games are so important when you look at United's next 3 games because they're all so winnable. You know, we've got
winnable.
Yeah, so winnable when it comes to the Premier League. We've got Sheffield United. Followed by Brighton, followed by Bournemouth, followed by Villa. You know, I look at those 4 games and I just think to myself that we got to be winning. We have to be winning those matches to a point where I want 12 out of 12. And and then outside of that, if we get 12 out of 12, I almost guarantee you Chelsea are dropping points, Leicester are dropping points. And it puts us into such a position. However, before we focus on those other clubs, we've got to deliver. You know, we've got to win. Of course, we've got an FA Cup tie this weekend. I actually forgot the FA Cup was being played this weekend as well because I haven't really been focused on it. So we've got FA Cup ties in the middle of that too.
Norwich, right? Hosting Norwich this weekend, right?
We go to Norwich. We're away at Norwich.
Go to Norwich. Okay, go to Terrace. Okay.
I love how you say Norwich, by the way.
Yeah.
How'd you say it?
Well, I'm not doing it again.
Do it again, bro. No, I like it's an accent, bro. I love an accent. I love how people say, because I assume you say aluminum as well, by the way.
I do, but I know that it's spelled differently.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but we say aluminium. First time I ever heard that. First time I ever heard an American say aluminum, I didn't know what they were talking about. Like, if someone says tomato, I can kind of get it. Or the way you said Norwich, I knew what you meant. But when people say aluminum, I was like, what is that? Is that some weird space age metal I've never heard of before? What would you generally? What's your score prediction tonight, mate?
I think it's going to be tough because of Sheffield United's system. But if Pogba and Bruno start together, and then Daniel James is dropped for Mason, I think goals are on the table for United. It really just depends on how the first 10, 15 minutes go for United. If they can get a goal in there, it could be an onslaught. But I think that United could walk out of there 3-0 winners.
Yeah, mate, I agree with you. I think United have got such an opportunity to do that, and it would lay a nice marker. And I think that's the point. You know, that I was making I was talking to my brother earlier on today, and I said it's just making a marker on the Premier League. It's saying we're here, we're back. You know, we haven't dropped off since the January, February, March run, we're still performing at that level. We were a little rusty against Tottenham. Tottenham away against the Jose team. I've watched that game back twice now. We were so unlucky. And there's a super chat here. It's an interesting one from PAVFC. He says, are Bruno and Pogba too similar to improve each other? What's your take on that?
No, I don't think so. I think so. I get where he's coming from in that sense. I think Bruno is more suited to play kind of in behind the number 9 than Pogba is. I think Pogba's pretty content playing in a deeper role, and so I don't think that they cancel each other out with the way. But at the same time, I don't really think that matters with players of that quality. I think the job for Ali is, regardless of the similarities or the dissimilarities of those two players, he's got to find a way to utilize them together. Because why would you go out and buy Bruno if you were worried about if he was too similar to what you've already got?
Yeah,
I think there's got to be something about Bruno that Ali sees that adds to the side and the potential that's there.
I completely agree. And if we look up at the screen, like I've got up now the team, that's just a starting position. What you will find, and if you look at the touch maps from the game against, if you look at the touch maps between the game against Tottenham, when they're both on the same field of play, over 70% of each of their touches were on opposing sides. So Bruno, 70% of his touches came from the right. Pogba, 70% of his touches came from the left. Some near the centre, but from the left-hand side of the centre and the right-hand side of the centre. Meaning they're going to take up opposite sides of the pitch. That way, I don't think they're going to bother each other. Back in the day, when England were trying to make Lampard and Gerrard work, the reason that didn't work is because the English teams weren't accustomed to playing with three-man midfields. You couldn't, by the way, you couldn't have a central midfield partnership in a 4-4-2 of Bruno and Pogba. But what you can do in a 4-3-3 formation or a 4-2-3-1 is have them occupy those spaces, because fullbacks play a more integral role in attacking. You've got the inside forwards that can come in narrowly as well. And then you have an anchor, a Matic, who we're told is going to start tonight, anchoring that midfield and providing that protection to the back four. So it's a really good question. It's a really good super chat. But I think that they can get the best out of each other. And if you just go back and look at the hype, we've got a video dropping tomorrow focusing on the impact Pogba had on that game. But some of the little partnerships, some of the little touches and flicks to one another, I'm so psyched to see it, but more so, I'd love us to score a couple of early goals, and then just watch them two have a little play. Just watch them actually just like an exhibition, just showing everybody what they can do together. Because I think that level of exhibition will send fear through rivals. Like, oh God, look at them! And you've already seen it. Bruno is an interesting signing because he's one of the first signings I've ever seen, or at least in the modern day era, where the majority of fans are saying, wow, this kid's actually got something. Like, you don't see any like, there's been a little bit of like Mickey taking that United fans get so excited, but the geezer's just an absolute phenom. And I think a lot of Man United fans forgot how good Paul Pogba was. I think a lot forgot how good he was.
Well, I think a lot of that too is there's that too is just I think Manchester United fans, some of them would have liked to demonize Pogba for his lack of like continual impact within the side, and so I think that Bruno coming in and almost immediately impacting the team in a way that I think some fans might have wished that Pogba would have been able to continue doing, may have made them kind of push Pogba down in their mind as far as his ability is concerned. But I think that Pogba will really benefit from having Bruno on the team. And one more thing about this upcoming match, in the event that Mason Greenwood starts, it's good from an intent perspective. But I think that the reason Mason doesn't start a whole lot of games is because I genuinely think that he's United's most dangerous option off of the bench. And in the event that this game gets difficult and United aren't playing well, Sheffield United are becoming more and more difficult to break down. I think if you look over that Manchester United bench, there are going to be some problems about who to bring on for who to kind of change the game. Mason Greenwood is a game-changing player, and so I think
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah,
keep him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so
sorry,
we got another caller on the line. I'm not sure of the name because your name didn't come up on your Skype call. What's your name and who do you support, bro?
I'm Alex. I'm from Florida. I'm Jamaican.
Lovely,
Big
bro.
Manchester United fan.
What's
Yeah.
your thoughts ahead of tonight's game?
My thoughts for tonight's game, Manchester United 2-0. But I'll just start Mason Greenwood because he's phenomenal when he plays on the right. You know, he's like a Robin Van Persie to me, and I love where he plays, and he's very technical. I think he's one of the best youngsters in the Premier League right now that can bring Manchester United back to the glory days. I just feel like he's just young. I feel like English Premier League doesn't trust young players enough to get an opportunity to express themselves enough. So, but I would start him tonight, and I feel like the Pogba and Bruno situation, what you guys talking about. I feel like Pogba and Bruno, I think they can feed off each other energy just to find a team synergy or cohesion of playing to know how to play together in a maneuver because they're both attacking style players, you know. So if they can play together, that'd be very good for Manchester United. So that's what I think it is. But yeah, I think Manchester United's gonna win tonight. No doubts about it. But Sheffield's gonna be hard because hands off to Chris Wilder for his team to just come in the Premier League and doing so good. So yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, listen, I don't. I think you spoke a lot of sense there. I think a lot of what you said, people will kind of recognise. The Bruno Pogba thing for me, I'm actually really relaxed about it. Mason Greenwood, onto your point, Brian, as well. Mm-hmm. There is that element of having an impactful player from the bench, which is why this summer transfer window is imperative if Man United are to progress and cement ourselves in top four and maybe even look at building towards that title challenge that we also desperately desire at Manchester United. You need to have players that are impactful from the bench, people that can come on and make a difference. And sometimes if you start with your best 11, there's less opportunity because it's okay if we're 2-0 up to bring Dan James on because Dan James will be able to catch people on the counter. But can Dan James come on if it's 1-1 with 20 minutes to go where a team's sitting back low block against us? My view is no. In terms of he might do something, but I'd be worried because there isn't the space for him to run into and be creative. So you make a great point. If you kind of start with your three aces out there already doing the business, it makes it a little difficult. Although you can bring on a Garlo, maybe move Martial out. But what you also got to remember as well, viewers, is that I think tonight we'll see Pogba subbed at some point. I think Rashford will get subbed at some point in this game as well. There's an element of we can't overplay these players having just returned from the sort of COVID-19 break because I think you then could spark a bigger issue. You don't want a couple of players picking up bad injuries. Look how many players Arsenal have lost already. I think German football said that they were up 200% on injuries as an example. So it's going to be an interesting one. I'm very, very excited about it. In terms of the back line, I'd love to ask this question of you both. We know that Maguire's going to start. I was just looking here statistically, and I know not everyone likes stats, but WhoScored.com have Maguire rated in top 15 best centre-backs in European football in terms of player ratings, and they use multiple metrics to try to kind of put that together. They've got him rated in that. So it's unlikely he's going to be dropped. Who do you think currently at United... Who do you, in your opinion, would you like to see start as his regular partner? Lindelof, Bailly, to Anzeby. Which would you pick? We'll go to Bryant first on this one.
I think for me, I'd like to see Lindelof continue as his partner. I think it's the complementary aspect that they give one another. I think Lindelof obviously is a lot quicker than Maguire. My one issue with Lindelof is just he tends to get beaten up a lot by a lot of bigger target forwards in the division, and so but very few players in world football are perfect and have no weaknesses, and so I think that that sometimes that's exactly why you play. For Liverpool example, that's why they play Trent Alexander-Arnold alongside alongside like a Virgil van Dijk, because he can complement his defensive prowess for what Trent Alexander-Arnold may lack in that area. And I think that's the same reason that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a perfect partner on that right-hand side for Lindelof. I really rate Victor Lindelof. I think he's good. I just want to see him get a little bit stronger in the air, but I think he's a really good partner for Maguire.
How about yourself, buddy?
I prefer go with Eric Bailly if he could stay fit. Eric Bailly's more like, he give you that more like punch to the team, you know.
Yeah.
Lindelof, I feel like he just get beaten too easy, and players take advantage of him too easily, you know. I just feel like he need to work on that on his gameplay. But I prefer Eric Bailly because Eric Bailly, I feel like you can see that everybody can see that Eric Bailly got talent, and if he could stay fit, it would be good for us. Because when Eric Bailly playing, I think is the less conversion of goals scoring. When he playing, and he's a very good player, you know. So I prefer him to play there. And about what you said earlier about the right wing. You guys, we linked to this player in Bayer Leverkusen called Leon Bailey, one of the best players that one of the best Jamaican players right now. That would be a good player if you can get Sancho. I think he's very good enough, like very technical. He's very skilled, but probably people saying he's not on Sancho level. But if Oli can take him and make him more running back and thing, I think he can fit our system very good, you know, and how we play. But yeah, I feel like, and I prefer Luke Shaw. I don't know who plays at left back, right back for Luke Shaw, the other left back guy.
Williams.
Typically Brandon Williams.
Brandon Williams. I think I'm giving Brandon Williams probably next season or other season to take Luke Shaw place, because Brandon Williams is gonna be one of the best right backs and left backs in the Europe, and is hands down. We can see the talent and the tremendous things that he does when he comes onto the pitch. When last time he played against Sheffield, he did a very good job, and he just needs properly groomed as a footballer, and I think he'd be good.
Yeah,
No,
I think,
I get that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that, like, defensively, Manchester United, I think they really need to work on, like, there's some, I don't know, I feel like we haven't really seen Tuanzebe since the Arsenal game, when he made a mistake that led to an Aubameyang goal in the match that United were far and wide the better side from two teams who weren't really playing well. And I think that like that, I think Ollie kind of yanked him out of the side just for his own self-confidence, to not really thrust him in too quickly. And I think it's pretty clear that maybe he's not quite ready yet. And again, I pick Lindelof over somebody like Bay on the sole point that he just tends to be available for selection more often, you know. And I think it's the same thing like with Brandon Williams. I love Brandon Williams. He's got to work on the disciplinary side of his game. He gets booked too often, you know. And I think that like they're asked, which on one hand you love to see the toughness from a player that age, the confidence to be able to fly in tackles, but you also have to be really careful that you don't want to be missing through suspension for bookings that you don't need to get, especially when your team is far and wide ahead and things like that. And so I think defensively there are things that Manchester United need to work on, but I think they're relatively balanced.
Yeah, I think what I would say, what's interesting is I would like it to be Bailly or Tuanzebe. I think that Maguire needs speed next to him. The problem that you have, Tuanzebe, is he ready? Yes or no? We don't know. Everyone says yes, but we won't know until he tries. The problem is with playing. The problem is with giving the option and the space to Bailly is how often is he going to be fit? The point being is, I can see the logic in putting in a 7 out of 10 player in Lindelof, who you know you're going to get 35 plus games a season out of in the league, over giving 10 games to Bailly, then he's injured for 4 games, and then you thrust Lindelof in sort of cold. You thrust him in cold, and then Bailly's back, and then you don't have a settled partnership. So I think that's the only hindrance Eric Bailly's got is staying fit. And if he could get over his injury woes and become fit and keep motoring forward, for me, I'd be over the moon with him starting. I think Eric Bailly could save Manchester United a hell of a lot of money in relation to going for a Koulibaly or an Upamecano. I don't look at those players and see two individuals who are head and shoulders above Eric Bailly. I think maybe Koulibaly's better, but I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, he absolutely outstrips him in every kind of metric. I don't necessarily think that he does. But boys, I appreciate you both coming and having your say. I'll chat to you very, very soon. Take care. And ladies and gentlemen, my team is absolutely spot on. My sources were spot on. What a team Man United have picked tonight. Official starting lineup: De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, with Greenwood, Rashford, and Martial. That is the team that I put up on the screen. My source had it absolutely spot on today. The team is out. Wow. Absolutely. I am more gassed now than I've ever been before. The bench is made up of Igalo, McTominay, Mata, James, Fred, Andreas Pereira has made the bench tonight, Williams, and Bailly. I don't think anybody's going to have any issue with that team. Like, truthfully, I look at that team now and think, I can't imagine anybody having a major issue with it. I can't imagine. I can't imagine anybody having a major issue with that. If you do, let me know. But for me, I think that's a really good lineup. Matic came on and probably deserves his spot. You've got Bruno, of course he does. Pogba's back into that starting lineup. Interesting. You know, and people are probably going to pick on it and turn around and say, well, the rumor, by the way, the rumor about Bailly wasn't true. It turned out to be Lindelof in that position. But the rest of it, remember the first team that I had up on the screen had Victor Lindelof in the side. It wasn't Bailly. I changed it because you guys were telling me that. So let's just make sure we get our facts in order as an example. But either way, what a team. What a team that we now have. There is a starting lineup up on the screen for you. Yeah. I'm really psyched about that. I think that's going to be a good team tonight. And I'm really intrigued. We've got TD on the lines. How's it going, mate? Well, I did answer the phone to him. He obviously left. Sometimes I will answer the phone, by the way, and then you'll be on hold for a bit. You're just going to have to be patient. You will get on. Let's do a few more here. Thanks for liking the stream, people. Yeah, by the way, hit that like and stream button for us. It's amazing. Up now, we've got Jason Conway. Jason Conway, welcome back. What do you want to say?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Yeah. I just want to know your opinions, like what's your thoughts on the game and like how do you think you're going to do?
I'm really enthused. I look at the team. You've got the Bruno and Pogba starting for the first time, which is amazing. I think it may only be the fourth or fifth time United have started a game with Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood in the position. Sky Sports are reporting it as a 4-2-3-1, which is it literally is pretty much a 4-3-3 as well. Like they're not too dissimilar formations because Pogba will push forward at times as well. So I'm really enthused about it. And I was saying before that when Pogba was playing in the double pivot with Matic many moons ago, the problem we had is there wasn't the creativity in front. We essentially had Jesse Lingard playing the Bruno role, or Mata is past his best in Bruno's role. Pogba is going to dominate in those areas now, and we as Man United fans don't need to worry about who's going to create our opportunities, as an example. And the formation that's out today, maybe barring Lindelof, I kind of look at that and think, and you take out Greenwood and maybe Lindelof and throw a couple of other stars into it, you're looking at a team there has got the shell that could go and challenge for the Premier League title. That's how confident I am in what Ollie is now building at Manchester United. So, yeah, very, very excited indeed. Pogba, after that brilliant performance against Tottenham where he was sensational, he's going to go out there tonight. And just to put this into a highlight for everybody as well when it comes to Pogba in that game, it's worth looking at. 100% pass completion into the final third, 100% completion on forward passes, 100% completion on through balls, 100% completion on long passes, and 100% of all his tackles won. Man United were averaging a shot every 10 minutes. That reduced to every 4 minutes when he came on. We were averaging a chance created every 12 and a half minutes. That was reduced to 5.5 minutes when he came on. We were completing a dribble every 10 minutes. We suddenly started completing dribbles every 3 minutes when he came on. We were losing the ball every 4 minutes. We then suddenly wouldn't lose the ball for nearly 10 minutes after he came on. His impact upon Man United is absolutely phenomenal. Anyone who tries to deny that, they're simply deluding themselves. And I implore Man United fans to ignore their hate. However, mate, what's your views on this game, and how do you think the match will pan out?
I mean, my views as an Arsenal fan, all it's come down to is I just want Sheffield United to win. Not because I'm rooting for them to get top four, simply because it would just be funny for Man United to get top four, because literally we have nothing else to fight for. And it's literally just going to have to come down to laughing at our I can't even say our biggest rivals, because our biggest rivals are freaking Crystal Palace and freaking Newcastle. But yeah, in terms of, because we play Sheffield United in a few weeks in the FA Cup, and I literally just joined the stream just now, saw that team. Is Bailly starting, or is it Lindelof?
Lindelof.
On the screen, it looked like Bailly. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw it and I thought, I don't see Sheffield United walking away from here. And I genuinely, I think City will get the ban. And if City gets the ban, and if Leicester continue their form, then Leicester will drop out, and then I think it'll be Man United and Chelsea we get top four. Wolves probably get 6. Jesus, I see us finishing 12. Everything that League Gunnar has said, yeah. I disagree. This is off topic. Everything that League Gunnar said. At first, I was saying negative, just negative. But after that loss to Brighton, I don't think I can disagree. He actually was right pretty much about everything. The only thing I would disagree with was the whole giving Arteta, because he basically isn't in for giving Arteta time. But I'm going to give him time, because I know that these players they're not doing anything. I'm going to wait for him to get rid of
No, I think Lee, I don't want to go too off subject, but I think what Lee's saying is he's happy to give Arteta time. He's talking more about the fan base, talking about how they're all begging and saying that we should be giving Arteta time, but we didn't give Unai Emery time. So why are you hypocrisizing yourself? But there we go. Jace, listen, I appreciate you coming on, mate. We'll chat to you again soon. Take care, buddy. Thank you. Hour or so to kick off now. Well, about just over 50 minutes. We want to hear from you. We want to know what your thoughts and feelings are ahead of this game. It's going to be an interesting one tonight. It really is, because, as I said before, Man United have to win. It's the most imperative element of the game. They have to win. There's no doubt about that at all. We've got TD coming on the show now. TD, welcome to the show. What's your thoughts on Man United, Sheffield United?
Hey, Terry, can you hear me?
Perfect. Yeah, what's your thoughts on the game, mate?
I just want to ask a quick question. Is McTominay injured?
No, he's on the bench.
Okay, because I would have started him over Matic.
Why?
I just think he's got a bit more pace to him. I just think he's got a bit more to his game, and I think that he can pass the ball better. He's quicker in his receiving the ball, and quicker delivering to the players like Pogba and Bruno, and out on the wings, especially to like Martial and Rashford and all that kind of stuff. And I just personally, with Lingard, I would rather have Daniel James than Lingard, if that's just my opinion.
But Lingard isn't playing.
He's not playing.
No, he's not even on the bench.
Okay, well, it looked like, because I was looking at the team later, it looked like Lingard was playing. That's all.
No, that's Mason Greenwood, bro. Yeah, it's So that's pretty much it. So look, I can get your point. What I would say about Scotty Mack is this: United, in 3 days' time, United have another game against Norwich in the FA Cup, and then sort of 3 days after that we play again. There is going to be rotation. I wouldn't look at Fred and McTominay, Dan James being out of today's lineup as that's it. They're dropped. This lineup is going to be our strongest 11 moving forward. There's going to be rotation. There simply has to be, with the long break and then the volume of games that are being played between now and the end of July. And then remember, United go straight from FA Cup and Premier League duty straight into a very weird European tournament in Germany that they have to be fresh for. So rotation is going to be absolutely key. What's your score prediction for tonight?
I'm going with a 2-1 United.
2-1 to United. Appreciate that. All right, mate.
Yeah.
Speak to you soon. Take care. All the best. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you. Comment here from Jay Rigby. He says, I'm a Sheffield United fan, and in the first game, I was confident due to us playing better football and tactics, but looking at the squad now, I'm low-key scared, especially after the Newcastle disaster. Yeah, I was thinking about Sheffield United, and maybe it's an element of the long breaks burst a bubble, maybe. But also, I think Sheffield United play on the crowd. I think that you've got a group of players who enjoy the intensity that a football crowd brings to a game. I don't necessarily think that's the case now. I think maybe it being played in relative silence might be a hindrance. And we spoke about this a lot in the build-up to Project Restart, that some teams may improve and they perform better because there's no pressure now, because they feel like there isn't a crowd. Maybe Newcastle are one of them teams, where maybe on the other end of that spectrum, you'll get the Sheffield Uniteds that actually need the intensity of the crowd to get them over. Look at me. Leicester's run of form, to be fair, towards the end of before the suspension was pretty poor. It started off poor as well. I mean, maybe they need it. You know, it's an interesting one. It's going to be, but you know, I'm not writing up. By the way, I'm not even disrespect. Sheffield United are my team of the year, and if Jurgen Klopp didn't have such a dramatic lead at the top, and they weren't just about to break Premier League records in winning their title, Wilder would be getting my manager of the year. I think what he has achieved is nothing short of spectacular. Sam here says, Terry, Man United should be playing Brandon Williams instead of Luke Shaw. My view is that all in good time, my dear friend. Williams has got a long and fruitful career ahead of him. What we need to make sure we don't do is overplay some of these youngsters too early on in their careers. You've got to bring them in. He's going to get game time. He'll probably play at the weekend against Norwich, and we'll go from there. In my view. Jamie Byrne, one of our members, says Pogba and Bruno with Sancho is a terrifying four as a gunnar. I'm sure it is, bro. I'm sure it is. I'm just looking back here at some of David De Gea's mistakes. I don't really know why they're showing them, but they are. It's really painful to watch them. So many this season as well. Oof. Just looking at them go in here. This is at Watford. Oh, that one at Watford, do you remember that? It's terrible. Look, here's the one against Everton. You know, where he boots the ball into Calvert-Lewin's leg. Oh, wow. When you look at them in a like compilation, it's really scary when you see them. Let's do a few more of these comments here. This is Devil in the Details, Danny in the house. He says Souness is terrified Pogba will prove him wrong. He just addressed his criticism of Pogba, and no one asked him to, by the way. Danny, do me a favor, please. Call the show via Skype. I can't hear what Souness said. I'd love to get your take on what Graham Souness just said, mate. Call up via Skype. We'll get you on the air and have a conversation about that. But yeah, that's the one area I am worried about tonight is David De Gea and the confidence that's going through. I really do wish we had Dean Henderson at Man United right now. I really do, because I think I would just feel more confident having him here. I truly, truly would. I'm just going to send that little tweet here. Man United's starting lineup is top quality. I'm going my prediction here, 3-0. Man United win. And I'm just going to write Pogba, master class incoming. It's happening, people. Just trust your boy Terry on this. It's coming. Once I did it all in bloody capitals. Sorry, guys. Just doing my tweet here. There we go. That's on its way out to you all. What's being said here, ladies and gents? I want to see some more of these comments here. If you can call up, Dan, that'd be great. Cameron, as well, love to hear from you in the build-up to this game. Skype information is in the description below. Please call in. It'd be amazing if you could. It'd be brilliant if you could, to be fair. We'd love that here. We'd absolutely love that. But, yeah, really excited. I'm really excited about this game there as well. You know, as you get closer to it, because I said all along it will take 2 or 3 games. By the time we play our 3rd league game, we'll have played 3 games because, of course, FA Cup. You watch this Man United team purr. It's going to be a thing of beauty. It really, really is indeed. Let's do some more of your live comments here. By the way, if you haven't done so yet, I need you all to do me a big favor. I'm talking seriously here to all of our viewers. I know that most of you are regulars here. Please take this link and the stream right now. Click the share button and put this out in your Twitter accounts, all your friend groups, your Facebook pages. Please encourage your friends and family to come along and watch us as well. Really need your help in doing that. And also hit that like button. Comment here says, Terry, we are going to kill Sheffield United. What's this one here? What's your score prediction? 3-0. I'm going 3-0 Manchester United tonight. Comfortable performance, solid performance. I'm really, really confident. I'm really confident that we can do this. You know, it was a disappointing result against Tottenham, but a very good performance. All things considered. You know, you look at Leicester, a team that the vast majority of the UK were saying are better than Man United with a better manager, etc. Their first 2 games back, they've looked dead. You know, we've created more chances in 1 game than they've done in 2. Danny's back on the show. How you doing, mate? Can you hear me, Dan? That says poor connection. Hopefully that will connect. That disconnected. Try and call back, my guy. Poor connection. Let's see somebody. What's Twitter saying to reaction to that? What I always like gauging is what Twitter says to the reaction to team news. I always like just kind of have a little look and a check. You know, over 2,000 replies to this already. Hopefully Dan's going to be able to come through now. Hello, you there, Dan?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It's
Lovely.
the Wi-Fi.
First things first, before we talk Souness, what do you make of the United starting lineup overall?
Happy with the lineup. Very, very happy with the lineup. I'm curious to see if we actually go with a 4-3-3 and not a 4-2-3-1, because I'd absolutely love to see that, because that would mean they have to operate as a duo. And I think with Mason Greenwood cutting inside, Wan-Bissaka is going to need some help on the right-hand side. I don't want to see Wan-Bissaka dilly-dally and trying to beat 2 people. And I think if they play in a normal 3, Bruno can give Wan-Bissaka some help naturally, playing on the right side of a 3. But even if it's not, 4-2-3-1 is great. This is what we wanted to see. And it's weird. I can't believe it. It's really, really weird. I haven't felt like this since we signed Mkhitaryan. Like, this is the first time I've been excited about seeing 2 Manchester United players play together. And it's almost sad. Like, I feel weird. I feel like a Tottenham or an Arsenal fan.
Do you know what though, mate? It's even. I'd go even further back than that, because I was excited to see Pogba, Zlatan, those guys play, but it wasn't off the back of us doing well. You know, we'd ended that. I know we won an FA Cup, but we'd ended the season. We ended the season with with LVG, and we didn't know what to expect, because we had that 2-month period before lockdown where we were brilliant. I'm even more hyped because it's almost an element of, if Rashford and Pogba can elevate us another level up, you're talking about an elite team, which, by the way, still has holes in, which I think is interesting. I wanted to chat with you quickly about the Graham Souness situation, because obviously I don't have the volume up, so I couldn't hear what was said. What was he saying about Pogba?
So they reacted to the teams, to give you full context. Redknapp said what he had to say, and then Souness, he was just asked, can they play together? And then, before he's really got into that point, he just said, look, there's been a lot of talk that I hate Pogba. He's just addressed it himself and brought it up. And then said, look, just for the record, I think he's an exceptional talent. I just don't think he works hard enough. I just found it interesting. Nobody asked him about that. He decided to bring that up himself when they just asked him, hey, can these guys play together? Gary Neville gave his point about the duo, about this new duo. Redknapp did the same. And before Souness did, he was just like, oh, by the way, I think he's exceptional. He knows what's coming. He knows exactly what's coming.
But I also think as well, though, the mood of the world right now.
Fair point.
With Paul Pogba, there's this, and this is the thing, right? What I say, social justice warriors want to push this notion that you can't criticize. If you're a white person, you can't criticize anybody that isn't white. Now, I know for a fact that everyone I know who isn't white doesn't want to be treated in that patronizing way. They want criticism where it's due. And I think that's the biggest problem with Paul Pogba, is the criticism is always exaggerated and the scrutiny is always, 10 times, 20 times more intense than any other player. As you say, the amount of times Man United lost games this season when Pogba was injured, where Pogba's name was brought up. where there was no relevance to him. Like it's nothing to
insane.
do with
It's
Paul
insanity.
Pogba. And I
And
think
not only that, you know, when you brought up the walking statistic that Sky Sports brought up,
yeah.
you realize they would have had to request that information from Opta.
Yeah.
That's useless data. They would have had to make a specific request. Can you find out how much he walks? That's when have they done that to anybody else?
They haven't. And like I said at the time, when the likes of Unofficial Pundit and these men were like, see, I told you he's lazy. My view is this, okay, but you need to show me contextually every other player in the Premier League who plays in his position. I need to see theirs. Because it's like anything. You know, I gave this example before. I'm not a fan or a supporter in any way, shape, or form of Donald Trump. This is how the media can manipulate you into being angry. Donald Trump comes up with that dumbass comment about drinking or digesting bleach to get rid of this situation, right? Then the next day, headline says, since 30 people have digested bleach since Trump's comment, which is factually true. What they don't tell you is that statistically, that amount of people in that time period in the States digest bleach on a daily basis anyway. So it's a case of, yes, it's true that those people did it after Trump said it. So there are two facts that are real, and you put them together in a sentence, they're real. But you were misrepresenting the facts to make people think they've done it because of someone's comments. And it's the same with Paul Pogba when it comes to the way people want to manipulate and destroy him. It's, oh, here's a stat that looks really bad that he walks for 23 minutes in the game. Yeah, you do realize that everybody walks for 23 minutes in a game. Yeah, but we won't tell the public that. If we tell the public that, it loses its potency. And that's the thing. You know, Sky and all these companies are just as guilty as the Graham Souness is. Like, the only thing I'd say about Souness, at least he'd come out and said it. The rest of them do it subliminally. They give you the information, and then they wait for you to react and go crazy. You know, Unofficial Pundit did it himself on a much smaller scale. Unofficial Pundit turned around and showed 2 or 3 clips where Pogba wasn't busting the gut to get the ball back when teams were attacking us, right? Yeah. Okay, cool, but show me the clips on... I want to see 30, 40 other goals we've conceded, and I want to see what other midfielders are doing in those situations.
That's the thing, though. You can misrepresent whatever you want. You can always find clips of somebody in one particular game where they're not trying their best. And the issue I have is don't stigmatize players like that. Don't just, okay, Man United lost. In that particular game, you know, you don't have an example of him not chasing back for the ball, but you're going to say he was lazy on that day anyway because he didn't have a good game. That's where it becomes an issue for me. And in fact, you know, football fans who do that, they're being lazy when they do that. They're not being objective.
100%. Elite KJ is on the line with us now, mate. What do you make of the starting lineup, bro?
Yo, I didn't think he would do it. I genuinely believe that Ali wouldn't do it because it'd be too much. It'll be too out there for him. He still want to be a bit conservative with looking after Pogba and Rashford and Greenwood. But the fact that he's done it, yo, he's slowly started. This is the little things that he can do to get my full trust. Because I personally don't fully trust Ali yet. Like, even in this game, like the build up to it, I'm like, I can still see us drawing 1-1 or 0-0 or something. There's just part of me that doesn't fully trust Ali and this United team yet. But these are the small things that go towards me fully 100% trusting Ali.
Do you know what I'd say to that, right? I get your point around trust. These are the games where I want to see us go attacking. So when you're at home to Sheffield United, when you're at home to pretty much everybody other than maybe Man City, right now in this context, you know, other than maybe Man City, maybe other than Chelsea, maybe other than Liverpool, right now, I don't want to see us, other than those teams where I expect us to be a little more structured, the majority of teams in the Premier, especially anybody that's, I know Sheffield United are quite high in the league, but anybody that's like 8th position and lower, I expect us to attack at home. You know, I don't want to see the Jose days where we've got 3 defensive-minded midfielders in the middle, or even Pogba being told to be defensive-minded. You know, the fullback's not pushing up beyond the halfway line. It's like, that's where fans lose trust in managers when you think, hang on, player for player, we outweigh Sheffield United 10-1, right? We really do. And by the way, the only player they've got that could even get anywhere near our team is their goalkeeper, and he actually is our player, right? So, and I don't mean that salty towards Sheffield United. So I don't want to see us play conservatively against a team that we are much better than. You know, that's where that's where Jose went wrong at the beginning, and he didn't have enough credit in the bank. He's like, hang on, we understand Jose going defensive and counter against all the big teams. We would have accepted that. It's going defensive and counter against Burnley at home, you know, Crystal Palace at home, that will annoy people. With what we've got on the pitch tonight, and yes, is it going to be hand to glove, birds to feather, fish and chips tonight? No. But we have the potency out there tonight to absolutely destroy Sheffield United. And I'm so excited about seeing it. We're going to add Cameron. Cameron to the line now as well. Cameron, welcome, mate. What's your thoughts and feelings about this lineup? Pogba, Bruno begins. Thor and Captain America start.
Oh, I'm so excited. Kind of like KJ, I didn't think it would happen. Like I wasn't.
Yeah, you guys got to keep the faith, man.
No, I have the faith. Listen. So this is where it's a game like this is where not just this game, the next like 4 is where Ollie's gonna prove if he should be Manchester United manager. You got to win these games and carry us into the top 4, because I looked at Chelsea's schedule last night. They still got Wolves, they still got Sheffield United, they still got LFC and City. So you got to win these games, and I'm freaking. I looked at that lineup and I'm like, this is it. Let's see what we got. Let's see exactly what these men are made of. Let's see what Ollie's got, because the tactics got to be on point. When you have this many creative players on the side now, you have the 2-footed Greenfoot who can just take on anybody. You have Rashford on the other side. I'm excited, as you can tell my voice. I'm buzzing right now, boys.
I wouldn't worry about chances being created today. This is what I'm worried about. Terry brought up the Crystal Palace game. Don't forget, we lost that game because Lindelof didn't compete for a ball in the air. And at that point, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka didn't know they had to cover for him for little, duels like that are easy to win. And De Gea made an error, So as long as we're not making stupid errors like that, I'm confident tonight.
True. Yeah. I said earlier, I think De Gea has to be perfect for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
I think at this point, he absolutely has to be perfect. Like I'm not a De Gea out guy. I do believe there's a very big difference in Sheffield, the number 1 at Sheffield United and being number 1 at Manchester United. We saw De Gea at the start of his career he was shaky. He was shaky because it's very tough to come in front of like our fans and deal with all the pressure in the media. Yeah. So I do believe that Dean needs more time. But with that being said, De Gea can't afford any more mistakes.
I agree. It's interesting when you go back to those first 3 games of the season. I've always said this. We blew in the end. We blew Chelsea away 4-0, which was just after that game. I was like, wow, this could be a great. We never beat Chelsea up. Not in my lifetime as a United fan do I remember us beating Chelsea up, and we did in the end. Yes, they had chances, but we beat them. The Wolves game, I walked away going, I'm so infused because last year we played that they battered us. We battered them, and it was just missing a penalty. A little rustiness because it was the beginning of the season. Palace, I felt the same thing. I felt like, we were so good. But the mistakes. And then as soon as we hit Southampton and beyond, with Pogba being missing, we didn't have the potency. And also we had a further more inexperienced Greenwood. The likes of Fred. Fred wasn't even performing early on in the season. You've got to remember, Fred didn't start making his mark until November time. Late October, early November. And that's why, for me, I think, make you right. I'm going to back Ollie for another year. I think he's needed for building things behind the scenes, but from an element of keeping the fans on side, these next 4 games are key because we haven't won 3 league games on the bounce yet this season. And, Crystal Palace are suddenly on a 4-game winning streak, right? So if they can do it, we can. And if we win these next 4 games, it's 12 points, of course, and that's massive. If you then look at the league table, which I think is the most intriguing element of that, if we win those 4 games, 12 points onto where we are now puts us onto 58 points. Is that going to be enough to go in front of Leicester? Probably not, because they've got 3 games in that time, and they would only need to get 4 points out of them to push themselves in front of us. But we could close the 9-point gap to 2 or 3 points. We could in that same point come very close to Chelsea, maybe even level them on points as an example. And then it's absolutely game on. And by then, if we've got the confidence streaming through our veins at that point, for me, it just puts us into a very, very, very strong position, which at this moment in time, maybe 6 months ago didn't exist, is there. But you're right. And if he does those 4 wins on the bounce, you will suddenly see a lot of, and Danny was obviously talking with Aaron behind the scenes the other day, a lot of people are just slowly starting to go, maybe I'm going to get back behind Ollie again. And if he gets the fans on side, that's 60, 70% of his job done, in my opinion, because the pressure will be relieved, and when there's less pressure, I think you can perform even better. Boys, I would love your views on how you score predictions. Cameron, from yourself first, please, mate.
I'm saying 2-0. This has got to be a clean sheet game. 2-0 is what I'm looking at.
Danny?
I want to say 4-0. I'll say 3-0.
Go on, man. 4-0 will be amazing. KJ, what are you saying, bro?
I was very conservative before the lineup, just because I wasn't sure. Now that I've seen the lineup and my favorite players are out there, I'm going 3-1. I can just see a similar mistake, not from De Gea, but from like Lindelof from the Crystal Palace game. I can kind of see that coming into play. Not saying that I don't believe in them, but we've got a little mistakenness here or there, and Sheffield United are good at taking those chances. So I would say 3-1. 3-1 with Marshall Brace and my guy Greenwood to get a goal.
We had a super chat here from 89 Cool Guy that says, imagine Henderson has a worldie and David De Gea has a shocker. Henderson can't play though, can he? He's not playing.
No, he's not playing.
Yeah, you can't play against your own team. Most people put those stipulations in. We also had a super chat from TD Shifts as well. Let me just go and find it. It's disappeared off my screen. I want to make sure I read it out because, of course, people pay to have these read out. Why has it disappeared? You know, sometimes I get so annoyed when these things happen and then something disappears off my screen. There it is. Found it again. It says, the baby didn't like what you were saying, Danny. There we go. I mean, I want to chat to you boys about top four, though. We know the race is on. You know, Tottenham get a victory last night. I put a little prediction out, and I was watching Leicester play yesterday, and I was sitting there and I'm thinking, football is full of romance. And I think it's something that I know people call people like me passion merchants, but I love the passion of the game is amazing. I love watching a team win the last game of the season and get out of relegation. I love seeing like the Championship playoff final is one of my favorite games in the whole world. The euphoria that happens and the stories that are written. I have a feeling that we may go into the final game of the season a point or two behind Leicester, and it becomes basically a cup final. I would love to secure it before then. But what an amazing final. I mean, when was the last time Man United were involved in a final day of the season clash that meant something? I mean, I would quite enjoy it.
It didn't go well for us.
True. Yeah, but that's what football's about, though, isn't it? Football's about those moments. And look, I'd love us to win all our games between now and the end. And with 3 games to go, we secure it. And it's nice and relaxing. I get that. But I look at it this way. If you had to choose, how would you choose to win a Champions League final? Man United, Liverpool, Champions League final. 4-0 drumming, or be losing 1-0 and in the last 3 minutes score 2 goals and win? Which of those two would you choose?
Well, 4-0 drumming.
4-0.
I want to dominate them.
I'm on the other side. I think I love the excitement of that last feeling. Like I'm from Toronto, and I don't know if you guys watch the NBA, but like we wait for the championship on a shot that hit the rim 4 times, and that feeling was the best feeling in my life. Like, so the coming back, that feeling that's something I'm with.
And do you know what? See, again, I get why you want to dominate them, but do you know what it is? This is where the passion and the rivalry thing comes in for me. This is how I view it. I would want in that context, I would want Liverpool fans to be upset that they were the better team and they didn't win, because listening to them, like when that idiot Liverpool fan phoned the Talk Sports show and said that because we got 97 points and come second, we should be given a trophy. That is the beauty of football for me, where I actually get where he's coming from. It must be painful to get 97 points and not be champions of your country, where I think on pretty much every other occasion you would have been, right? But that's where I like laughing at fans, when you were clearly the better team and it fell away from you. And I take both, but if I had to choose, it would always be the last minute winner. It's why I picked Tottenham's comeback in the Champions League over Liverpool's. Liverpool's was probably tougher, but it was the last kick of the game. The last kick of the game to send yourselves through. There's something about that for me, and that's why I'd love us to secure Champions League football earlier. But there's almost an element of, by the way, I think we've got a lot more chance of winning the Europa League if we make top 4 as well. But how do you think it's going to go, gents? Down to the wire? Do you think that Chelsea, Leicester or United will go on a good run and secure it early? Well, what's your thoughts?
Sorry, I'll let you go, KJ. Go now.
Well, I think that if we win our next 3-4 games, I think we'll end up securing it nicely. I think we're just going on a run that's a bit too much for the other teams to handle. I've said I think we can do it with 6 wins and 2 draws in these last 8 games. So yeah, if we go on a run, I think we will definitely do it, and I can definitely see Leicester getting dragged into it. And I honestly believe it will be Chelsea and United to be the top 4 6 spots.
So, Terry, I've said it before. I think I truly believe this, and I'll admit if I'm wrong that I think that we will finish third. I think if we win these next 4 games, it's not just about us getting confidence; it's putting pressure on those other teams. We're already seeing Leicester cracking. I think Brendan Rodgers had them playing a bit over their head. They're a great team, and I think they'll be fine. But I think it's going to be between Chelsea and United, and I do think that last game will be like a decider on who's third or fourth. I think it's going to be United. Just because Chelsea's schedule is very difficult. Like from what I've seen, it's not an easy schedule. And yes, they look great and all, but they're also a team that has that kind of choking in them. They've flopped a few times already this season. We've just unfortunately flopped right alongside them the whole time. So if we can get it together and put together a string of games and put some pressure on Leicester and pressure on Chelsea, there's no reason we shouldn't be able to, near the end of the season, get that third spot. But I do think we will finish in the top 4.
How about yourself, Dan?
Yeah, I haven't looked that far ahead. I'm not going to lie. What I would say is I think Leicester were lucky for the suspension, but their bad forms continue. That surprised me. I thought that restart would help them. So yeah, I'm going to agree with what KJ said. I think best case scenario, we finish third, Chelsea fourth. But even then, I think we're finishing above Chelsea regardless of what happens with Leicester. I think we're better than them overall. I think we've got a good running. And I think from today, this game today is a pivotal moment for me. Mm-hmm. For me, 2-0 is not enough. We need 3-4-0. A result like that, get that momentum back that we had before the suspension. And I think that will carry us through. We can put 4 or 5 wins on the bounce, and that will see Chelsea off.
And we can't discount Wolves either, because Wolves have got some favourable ties as well. Favourable ties.
And they don't have Europa to match because that's their problem. Yeah, no, but it's like later, right? But when
That's the great thing here.
That's the difference.
Yeah,
right?
Sorry, I was gonna say that's the great thing here for everybody, that there isn't the distraction of Europe at the same time. And I was thinking about this earlier. I wonder if it's probably difficult because of international tournaments. You wouldn't be able to do it in the years of international tournaments. But there's an element of me that's quite excited about the way that it's going to be done. A bit like it's going to be basically like a World Cup tournament. Does that make sense? I'm actually quite excited about the way that's going to be done. I think there's an element of, when the World Cup's on and it just focuses on your squad and the whole tournament's so encompassing. It's going to be nice because it's hot. You never get that way with the Champions League or Europa League because there's always so much going on around it. I'm kind of looking forward to the element of it's just us and them, and it's just, do you get where I'm coming from? It's just going to be nice to have just a focus be on the league now, domestic stuff, and then the league afterwards. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that.
Terry, I'm curious. This is what I'm dreaming of. Imagine this: we finish third, win the Europa League and FA Cup.
Bro, so again, and I want to point this out. I know that there's non-Man United fans who are tuning in that may not necessarily like that kind of chat because they feel it's delusional. My view is this: we are good enough on paper to do that, and I totally understand. Like, I know you 3 boys do as well. Paper don't win you nothing; it wins you jack, right? You've got to go out there and do it. But if we continue playing as well as we were before lockdown, and then if we improve further beyond that because of the return of Pogba and Rashford, there's no reason we can't do it. 1, Ollie's got a good record in big games, generally speaking. 2, there's nobody left in the FA Cup that we haven't already slapped already, right? Or that we can't beat in that. Europa League, there's nobody in that of the Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Liverpool level. Do you get what I mean? Who I think are just a little bit too. The scariest team in that are Wolves, and we can beat Wolves. So
I guess Inter Milan's there too. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm more scared of Wolves than I am Inter Milan. Inter Milan, I think, are a good team, but they don't scare me. I'm genuinely, with our players, if they're all fit, I ain't worried about that. I'm really not worried about it.
I'm more worried about Conte as a manager than the squad or the team of Inter Milan.
That's a good point. Yep.
I hear that. That again, that's a point that makes complete and utter sense, and that they could do it. But yeah, what I'm saying is, though, we could conceivably win it. And the question I want to ask people: what if we finish 4th, right? Win an FA Cup and a Europa League? This has to be considered the best season since Fergie retired.
Hands down.
Yeah.
And at that point, I think the conversation about how we didn't go for Poch or whatnot gets killed, because at the end of the day, when when Poch had that team and was winning and killing it, everybody said this, and we all agree, that Tottenham squad is way better than United squad. That's what everybody was saying. So if Ollie now comes in and wins 2 titles and finishes top 4, I think the conversation about we should have gone for Poch can die, in my opinion. I think at that point, I think Poch is a great manager, and I think he'd be fine at Man United, but I think that shadow of we went the wrong direction will be erased if Ollie can pull this off.
Oh, mate, yeah. It's gone. It has to be gone because Ollie would then have done something that Poch hasn't done, and that's win a trophy. And by the way, Ollie has one. I know people, it's Norway, it doesn't count, but he has won trophies before. He's won league titles before. Like, Poch hasn't done that. I know that he went from Spain to England, so he didn't go to that level. And by the way, if Poch went and took over one of the top Norwegian teams, I'm pretty sure he'd go and win the league. Having said that, if Ollie went and took over Paris Saint-Germain, he'd win the league. You know, if Ollie went and took over Juve, I think he'd win the league. I think if he took over Bayern Munich, he'd win the league. So you can throw that into. Do you get where I'm coming from? There's an element of, like, as much as you can say it was easy to win tournament type trophies in the small countries, there are some big countries that are quite easy to win trophies in. Look, Sarri's going to win his first title, but does that make me think Sarri's suddenly an elite manager? No, it actually doesn't. You know, if do you get where I'm coming from? Because they win it every year anyway, Juve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like 7 in a row or something like that.
Sorry, might not actually win though.
That's true. Can you imagine if he doesn't? If he doesn't, you have to retire. If you go to Juve now in this era and you don't win the league, for me, you're finished as a top level manager. No one.
But you know what it is? Some people are just better as the underdogs. Like, that's just their thing. Like, Rafa Benitez was always better at the underdog. Had success at Valencia and Liverpool as the underdog. They were bigger teams spending bigger money.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why, don't get me wrong, I wanted Poch, but if the problem, this is the real reason why United fans wanted Poch. They don't believe in a long-term rebuild, and that's the truth. As soon as you get Poch, now they can hope for a quicker solution and a quicker way back to the top. That's why it's better that Ollie is in charge. You know, we can't just get back to the top in 2 or 3 years. And again, that whole pressure of Poch, can he win a trophy? That would have carried over to United. We don't need that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, as I said before, Ollie may not take us to the promised land, but he will lay the foundations down for us.
No, and I agree with I agree with that. I agree with that massively. I really, really do. But yeah, it's such an interesting end to the season if we were able to pick up trophies. I'm not going to put it above what Liverpool have done or anything like that, but I do look at it as being like it's high level quality to be able to pull in a result like that. I think anyway.
Yeah, like if we do. I would definitely be happy with 4th in Europa League. The FA Cup, I'm not too concerned about because you still have Chelsea, Man City, Leicester, Sheffield United, and Arsenal. And I know Arsenal are banter, but we don't really seem to do too well against Arsenal over the last few years. So like, I can't discount them. But like the FA Cup, I don't really mind if we don't win that. If we get semis, great, all good. But if we win Europa League and get 4th place, it will definitely put us on the right track again, and it'll definitely feel like where we was when Mourinho won the Europa League, where it felt like we were actually going to go on and do stuff.
Can I just say, I said I dream. Didn't say it was realistic. I'm dreaming of us end of the season. Yeah, this is me just heart on my sleeve. End of the season. All the haters who've enjoyed seeing us suffer for 7 years.
Yeah.
And saying, what are you going to say now? You're going to tell us our trajectory isn't going in the right direction now? FA Cup, Europa League, and finishing 3rd, and Jadon Sancho to potentially come in the summer.
I ain't denying that dream. I want it too, fam. Yeah, if Emma can dream, so can I, fam. You know what I'm saying?
I think we all have the same.
Bro, yeah, no, I'm the same. Like, it's I love the romance of the game, and I don't care if people want to call me a passion merchant, deluded, whatever. Like, I genuinely don't care. Like, I think United can do. I think United can do it, and I want Ollie to turn it around. And you never know what winning a few tournaments like that can do for a team either, in terms of the direction that it can send you in, the kind of confidence it can give you, holding on to players as well. You know, and I think we're in an interesting crossroads now in European football. There's a lot of teams that need a rebuild. Where, you know, and there's no guarantee. Look at the example here. You've got Jovic. Is it pronounced Jovic, who joined Real Madrid. You've got Eden Hazard who joined
Yeah.
Real Madrid. Now, maybe it's a long-term dream for them, right? And they might actually win the league this year, and they'll get that league trophy. But I'm telling you now, right? Any man with integrity and credibility, if you're Jovic or you're Hazard and Real Madrid win that league title, you ain't like, yeah, you'll pick your medal up, but you ain't celebrating that in your heart of hearts because you've had nothing to do with it. Like, nothing at all to do with it. And you'll know that. You've been a bench player. You've been a bit part player. You've barely impacted a game, as an example. So they might do it. If they don't win the league or anything like that, they could go a couple of years where Real Madrid are rebuilding and it's like we ain't winning anything. Eden Hazard looks back at Chelsea after what they're doing this summer, sees Chelsea become elite again. It'll almost be an element of, why did I leave? And that's the thing with Pogba. Pogba, he ain't getting Real Juve now, especially if they pull off this Arthur signing. Real Madrid can't afford him. There's an element of, maybe I'm just better off staying where I am because I know the direction that we're moving in. Things feel better. And that's why another element of these next 4 games and towards the end of the season, if we can win a lot, look brilliant, that's where Ollie can, with tangible evidence, say, Paul, give us this next year. Fully commit to us. Give us your all. We can win something massive, and we will do it with you. Who knows it? Maybe, you know what? If he stays another year, I am getting excited. Now, we pull off a Champions League, we pull off a Premier League. At the end of it, you might say, Paul, if you want to go still, we'll let you go because you gave us your all. But the offer's here to stay if you want. I just feel there's something, if we have a really good run to the end of the season, it could trigger a massive year next year. And I know we sound like Liverpool fans saying next year's our year, but it could.
You know what? I don't care. Let me just give you my favourite quote from Ollie while he's been Man United manager. When asked about Paul Pogba, new challenge and all that, he said, I can give him a new challenge. When I heard him say that, that's the only comment I've heard from where I felt like, okay, that's a Manchester United manager. That's how you're supposed to speak. And I think he is going to give Paul Pogba a new challenge. Like, I'm excited for this game. I can't wait for it to start, actually. This is a pivotal game. I'm telling you guys, it's a pivotal match.
People complaining that United fans are getting excited. People don't understand. For 7 years, we have not liked our team. Like, I think the only people that can understand is like West Ham and Arsenal fans. We have not liked our team. We have not really liked the players in it. But for the first time in 7 years, we've now got a crop of players that we like, that we want to do well, that we can get behind.
Let me go deeper. Let me go deeper very quickly. This is the first time in 7 years, I'm just going off head, where we're going to play about six to seven consecutive matches with 2 natural fullbacks.
Bro,
how insane that is.
Bro, and you know what? Like, the reason I want Mason Greenwood to play a lot of games is he ain't even a right-sided attacker, but we had no one in that position since Cristiano Ronaldo left. Okay, you could argue we had a few years where Valencia and Nani shared that role. We've had no one in that position. Yeah, this is the best midfield on paper. We'll see how they play that we've had since, even though we won league titles after it, it's the best we've had since 2008 with Scholes, Carrick, Hargreaves. And we didn't always play them in that order. We rotated. Sometimes Hargreaves went in bloody right back when he played at times. But it's the best we've had since then as well. And they're all fit and they're all ready to go. I'm looking at Pogba here warming up, smile on his face, happy. And it's just great to see because I think what rivals have been pushing, and I think a lot of Manchester United fans fell for this because sometimes it's easier to side with your enemy than it is to have a backbone and stand up for yourself. It's a lot easier to turn around and be like, do you know what? I'm just going to admit defeat and say my team's trash because it saves face, doesn't it? It saves face sometimes. Mm-hmm. I see people yield all the time. I see people I know yield on social media in like political arguments. I'm like, bro, I know you don't believe what you just agreed to. And it's like, yeah, but I just don't want the argument. I'd rather just be seen as a nice person than upset people. And I'm like, that's cool in your personal life, right? But when it comes to supporting your football team, in my opinion, you should don't go as far as Ty, don't go as far as elite deluded opinions or unofficial pundit, but you should have your team's back. And what I see a lot is there's now an economy in slagging your team off because what it does, it gets all the rival fans of your team to love you. And I think people have become addicted to that narcissism around, you know what? I know a lot of United fans like me, but if I'm overly negative, all the Liverpool, all the Arsenal, all the Chelsea, all the City fans love me as well because you're feeding into what they want, and that's laughter at your own football club. And that, for me, is the element that we need to fight back against. However, it's very hard to do unless you're playing well. It's very hard to do unless you're delivering as a football team because they've got the excuses. We start winning trophies and start playing good football, all the negative Man United fans that tweet before games, all the negative United fans on socials are never positive. their careers end overnight because there's nothing tangible for them anymore. Imagine trying to do that with Liverpool right now or City right now. You'd get no traction, none. Because, yes, there's always little problems, little things you're not happy with, but no one's going to back, there isn't no one that's going to back you. And even rival fans would be a bit like, oh, I want to have a go at Liverpool, but saying that Jurgen Klopp's trash, saying that the board and the owners don't know what they're doing, even as a rival, I can't endorse that because it sounds stupid. So, there's so many elements that are important for us winning and creating a good team. It just, it'll get a few idiots off social media as well, which I'm looking forward to happening as well. Some of them will be gone.
Stop people,
career dead.
So-called United fans posting videos highlighting the mistakes of our own players. It's pathetic.
That's wild.
It's one of the most pathetic things I've seen.
I mean, I got to say, though, it's a good feeling to go from being, well, I wasn't excited, but seeing us signing Morgan Schneiderlin, Darmian, Bastian Schweinsteiger, to now having guys like Bruno Fernandes, Jadon Sancho being on the hopper, like proper players being linked with United. Even when Jose was in, remember Fellaini, like, we had to sit back and listen to Jose explain why Fellaini was a United player and why he was in the team every week. Like,
how sad
I'm sitting here.
How sad I was when I signed that last minute contract.
Oh yeah.
I was vexed. I thought, yes, we finally got rid of him. He's gone. And the next thing you know, I want to thank the manager for supporting me. Shut up, man. I was so annoyed.
Yeah, mate. 100%. 100% the same. It was crazy. But what was annoying about that not more than anything, that doesn't sound right when you say that out loud. What frustrated me about that, though, is that the abuse that man got. Like I was really unhappy with the way a lot of Man United fans like abused Fellaini in that way, and that just showed how bad we'd fallen from grace as a fan base. I mean, there were people wishing his legs broke. There were people wishing cancer on him. I remember sitting there, and that's where I got into a row with a few people on fan channels over that because I called them out. I was like, "Yo, you guys got a big audience, and a lot of United fans look up to you, and you're not calling this out, and you're not calling it out because it's a player that you also dislike." And I'm like, that was one of the moments where I was like, we spoke about this yesterday, and it was like, that's when you staying silent for me is you endorsing that message because you actually have power. Your job title is literally influencer. You're an influencer. If that's your job title that you stick on your CV and you're ignoring these types of behaviors towards your own football club, for me, you're profiteering from vulgarness, if that makes sense. And you know what? AFTV got a lot of stick for this, but if you actually watch the vast majority of their main contributors, they're never vulgar about their own players. They get angry, they shout, they might swear a bit, but they never wish illness on people. They never wish death on people. They don't do any of that, right? Do you get where I'm coming from? Man United fans went to a next level with Fellaini, where it was literally, I hope your wife gets this. I hope this gets that. And by the way, a lot of Arsenal fans did that to Granit Xhaka, but it weren't the AFTV mob. And that's always what's interesting to point out. There's a lot of toxic people when your clubs are struggling.
No. To be fair, we do have a bit of hit. It was getting that way a little bit with Fletcher and O'Shea for a period, but fortunately we didn't. After a 2-3 year period, we started winning again. But look, man United fans, we're the most reactive fan base there is. It's annoying. It really, really is annoying. Like the rival fans always have enough Man United fans that act like crybabies that they can use to represent, like, say that this is what you're all like, but it's not. But, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's going to be intriguing. We'll be 7 minutes away from kickoff now, boys. I'm actually going to change my prediction. I'm going 4-0.
You stole my prediction.
A little bit. I'm going with it. 4-0.
I don't blame you. Like, you know what it is as well, like you said, I don't want to save face. I'm excited, and I'm going to show my excitement. I want to see us go out there and just smash them.
Yeah.
Just absolutely. And to be fair, I don't see how. Like, I'm looking at the lineup we've got today. Like Greenwood will score. He will score. Like, I trust him to score for some reason more than Rashford and Martial. And I'm looking at Bruno and Pogba. I just can't see how we don't score at least 3 goals today. Like, I know the game hasn't started.
Is today the day we get our first hat trick?
Oh, if we were to get it,
see it being Bruno
that's a great question. So let's talk about the hat trick. Someone needs to get it to end that horribleness, right? Who would you like to get it? Out of all the players that are on the field of play today, I'll go to Danny first. Who would you like to be the guy that gets the first hat trick since Van Persie?
Paul Pogba, without question. Paul Pogba, just so we get some positive headlines, just to remind people, like, yeah, I'm here, I'm back. Just think, do you guys know that Roy Jones song where he says you must have forgot? He's got that music video. That's what I want to have to see. I'll go Paul Pogba for that hat trick.
Yeah. Teams are actually coming out now as well. Who would you go for, Cameron?
I'm gonna go with Bruno, just because he's been exactly what the teams needed when it comes to being a leader, coming in, demanding more of the players, getting somebody like Pogba on board. I think Pogba needs those guys around him, like Zlatan, where he looks at somebody as competition. Like that's who he is. He wants to beat that guy. So I think Bruno, also because I think he'll get a pen in there. But Bruno's the guy I would pick for the hat trick today.
Fair dues. KJ.
For me, it has to be Mason Greenwood. If that boy ever scored a hat trick, the propaganda and agenda for me will be in full force. I don't care, man. I do not care. I love this kid. We have not had a talent like this where he's gone through the ranks and you can see the talent in him from the ranks. He's gone to now playing men's football. He scored Europa League, FA Cup, Carling Cup. He scored Premier League, two-footed. He moves so silkily with the ball. The finishing of this ball. Listen, boys, you can already hear it now. If this guy ever got a hat trick, it's over for the timeline, man. It's over.
Timeline just like.
You know what? Terry would know this. Has Mason Greenwood scored more goals than Pereira, Mata, and Lingard together in all competitions
this season?
Yeah.
Yeah, without doubt. Without even looking, because I think Pereira has 1, Lingard has 1, maybe Pereira has 2. Mata can't have had 1, 2, or 3 goals. So without a doubt, yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. I mean,
this boy is a phenom. And you know what's interesting? The timing of this. So we've got Greenwood coming through. We've got Henderson. 2 United Academy players coming through. Rashford's already ready to ascend. Listen, man, the signs are there. Yeah, you keep ignoring them, people. The signs are there, innit?
My hat trick, guy. Who do you think I'm gonna pick?
Oh, you're gonna go with Bruno. Who else are you gonna?
No, I'll go Marcus Rashford. I would love Rashford to get it. Because if he does that as well, if he does it today, it would put him almost top goal scorer in the league as it stands right now. That would put him as one of the top goal scorers in the league anyway. And on top of that, it would just put him under 22 goals for the season from a wide position, which in itself is absolutely amazing. If he gets a hat trick today, actually, he would go from 14 goals. Which is crazy considering how long he's been out, to 17. So he would literally go joint with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but he'd go in front of him because he's played less games and far less minutes. But this would show the quality of that if he was to do that today, Rashford. You had 90 minutes onto it. That means he would have played just over 2,000 minutes, right? The guys in and around the level of him have all played like 400 to 500 minutes more than him. It would be amazing. And it would also make the timeline go crazy. But what I would love about Rashi doing it would upset so many people at exactly the same time. There would just be this meltdown of, but. And what I would love as well, I would love one of them to be a penalty so that you could hear people go, yeah, but it doesn't really count as a hat-trick because one of them's a penalty. It's a penalty. It's not really a goal. I love that, bruv. I love it. Do you know what's going to happen as well? You know, you said earlier about maybe winning some trophies. I want us to win both the FA Cup and Europa League. The winning goals to both be Rashford penalties, right? And then I want to see what people say about penalties not being important. Like, it's a madness. It's a madness, boys. But listen, I'll let you guys go and enjoy the game. You've all had your link sent to you for fan cams afterwards. I hope to get you all on, and I'll chat to you all soon, all right? Take care, boys.
All right.
Later. Take care. Listen, everyone who's tuning in, do me a big favor. Hit the like button right now. Hit that like button. Please share this stream on as many devices as possible. It'd be amazing if you could. Hello to Lewis B. Hello to Origi. Hello to Jack. Everybody that's over there right now on Hot Mic, please get that downloaded as well. All the information is inside the description below. And that Old Trafford look amazing with the flags. Man United have outdone everybody with the way we've decorated the stadium. I don't know how many thousands of pounds that's cost to make, but it's amazing. Teams are about to do a minute's silence on the field of play. We're a few moments away, like 2 minutes away from kickoff. Very, very excited about this game indeed. Get your score predictions in. We'll be live throughout the whole match. Live, all the goal show and fan cams afterwards. Do me a big, big favor as well. Please share this stream right now on all your social media platforms with friends, with family. If you're on Hot Mic, hit the share button. Please get it out there. If you're watching on YouTube, please share this now on social media. Literally, if just 200 of you shared this and 200 of you hit the like button right now, we will start trending. And that's all we want to do. It's all we want your support with. It really, really is. It'd be amazing if you could do that. But we're a few moments away. I'm very, very excited indeed. Let's see a few more comments here. Rashy hat trick. A lot of people getting here. Rash. Who would you guys like to get the hat trick? Who would you pick? Who would you pick to be the player to get it if you could choose? If God granted you that wish, who would you pick? I would go with Rashford, but I literally like the suggestions all the other boys made as well. You know, I'd be quite happy if Pogba got it. I'd actually be happy for Martial as well. He gets a lot of slander too. Yeah, a few people here. Martial, Wan-Bissaka, because my dream. He's in your dream team. Well, that's a good enough excuse as any. But the game's going to kick off. Man United are actually kicking towards the Stretford end. To start this game off. That's interesting. Harry Maguire, that'd be good. Bruno, there we go. Let's win in the name of Tony Dunn. Absolutely. RIP, legend of the club. United players taking the knee. Pogba with the fist in the air. And here we go. Straight away. That nice little turn there by Matic to start the game off. We're here full match day live commentary here at the Football Terrace. You know what to do. Hit the like and share button. Please get your super chats in as well. Any questions? Luke Shaw's tackled here. You know, if we lose today now after that big hype up and that big build up, that's going to be peak. I don't think it will happen, but, you know, here we go. Oh, they're coming forward here down the right-hand side. A little bit of an early mistake there by United, but it'll be taken care of. There's no need to worry. Of course, there are two other games on at the same time tonight. Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Wolverhampton Wanderers, Bournemouth. They all play at exactly the same time. I'm not sure what channels they're on, but they are all on at the same time. But here we go. Pogba, Bruno, starting the same team for the first time. Rashford, Greenwood, Martial all start together. This is literally my dream. This was my lockdown dream to see this team start a game. And they're at Old Trafford. And it may not be the Old Trafford that we're used to. But it's still Old Trafford. And I'm excited. United lose the ball here. A bit of a counter-attack opportunity on. We say there gets the ball. It's been worked out of this right-hand side here. They do move the ball very well, Sheffield United. And again, I know I said 3-4-0 predictions, but I'm not even disrespecting them. I just think we've got the ability to do it. Oh, nice bit of covering, defending there from Lindelof. Gets the ball away. But it is Sheffield United that have come out the more aggressive here at the beginning. Pogba wins the ball back, heads it down to Bruno. Bruno back to Matic. Matic straight away tries to switch the play. Opportunity here. Greenwood can run down this side. He's got men in the middle. He's going to put it onto his left foot. We know he is. He's going to go for the shot. Oh, lovely shoots. Oh, it's blocked. It's a nice little run there by Greenwood. Bruno is screaming at him, though. Why didn't you pass the ball? Definitely a little bit greedy. There. He should have squared that ball, Mason Greenwood. However, if he'd have put that onto his right or left peg and then scored, we'd all be screaming his name. We'd all be cheering his name. But it was a good opportunity there. It was a mistake from Sheffield United at the back 2 minutes into this game. It's good to... Do you know what to say? Where you've got to give credit there, you've got to give credit to I think it was Robinson, the Sheffield United defender. That was really good. He didn't allow himself to be bamboozled by the step-overs from Mason Greenwood, which was good from him. Matic, lovely feed there into Bruno. Bruno goes for a first-time pass to Martial. That was cut out. Ball's won back there by Wan-Bissaka, but it ends up in Sheffield United with a bit of scrappy play. We're now playing out from the back here. They're attacking... Their goalkeeper is in the Stretford end. They're attacking from left to right. United, of course, going towards the Stretford end in this first half. Ball switch played out here. Here's McGoldrick on the ball. He turns, he shoots. It's well blocked there by Maguire's head. By Maguire's big fat slab head. And that's out. And that's away. Oliver Norwood switches the ball. They've had a lot of possession very early on in this game, though. Deep cross it into the box. That's too far, but it ends up with McGoldrick here, who's very wide on the left-hand side with a Stunning beard. Stunning beard here. Flick and Ollie Norwood creating a bit of an overlap. They're going for another 1-2 here. That's well cut out by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Bruno then, he spreads the play out here. Mason Greenwood's got a lot of time and space. Rashford's calling for the ball on the left. He's got Martial on his right. He feeds Martial in. It's onside. Martial crosses, but it's blocked out. That isn't good enough for Martial. He should be finding the cross from that position. 4 minutes in. It's a very open game so far. Sheffield United are not intimidated by Manchester United. Will that be a mistake? Will that end up being a mistake? That's the big question. That's the big question here. We had another super chat come in here from TD Shift. It says, Terry, Lindelof, halftime. What would you say? I don't know what you mean. TD Shift, tell me what you mean by that comment, bro. I don't understand. Do you mean what I take him off at halftime? It depends on the score. Sheffield United have only conceded 2 goals from corners this season. Bruno's got his hands up. We've got Slabhead in there. It's near Slabhead. Not a bad opportunity. Remember, he did play for Sheffield United once upon a time, Harry Maguire, in his earlier days. Ball's cleared, picked up here deep by Paul Pogba. First real involvement in the game for him. Finds Matic, who's driving forward. He's got a number of options. Finds Bruno on the edge of the box. Oh, Bruno's pass is slightly overhit. Sheffield United then try to counter, but that will be cleared up easily by David De Gea. The ball's knocked far too long. Terry, if United don't win, do you still think they make the top 4? It'd be very difficult. And not just because there isn't, not mathematically, but mentally. This is we have to win. Sheffield United have already lost their first game back. Sorry, they drew their first game back. They lost their second. This is their third game. If Sheffield United are one of our main competitors for that top 4 position, they'd almost be out of it if they lose tonight. So we can knock on a competitor away, and we can build our own confidence up. We can look at that great performance against Tottenham that we didn't add the result with and grow from there. To lose today, exceedingly detrimental. Another nice bit of play here. Martial tries to cut in. It's cut out there by Phil Jagielka, still playing football. Fair play to him. Throw into Manchester United high up on the right-hand side here. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's got the ball. Oh, he looks. Rashford picked it up. Rashford drills it. Martial's a goal! Yes! Rashi with the assist! What a great start for Manchester United. Excellent play. 6 minutes in, a goal. Martial finishes. Marcus Rashford with the assist. My boys are back. We're back. Here we go. 4-0 incoming, baby. Martial may be the guy. Martial could get a hat-trick now. It's a nice early goal. Let's watch this again. Long ball thrown in. Martial tries to get it. It's missed. Rashford picks it up. Great touch. And then drills the ball. That was brilliant from Rashi. He drills the ball across the 6-yard box. Martial's movement was excellent. You often don't get credited for his great movement. He was in the right place. First time, left foot. 1-0 to Manchester United. Here we go, baby. Onside. No problems with that. Restarting the game. Here we go. Come on, United. Yes. There's a comment here that says jammy. No jammy about it at all. Rashford's touch, delightful. Rashford's touch, he takes the ball away from the team. The drilled pass is absolutely brilliant. Majestic. Majestic. Bruno's coming forward here. There's another opportunity for Man United. He loses the ball, though. His pass wasn't good enough. It's a little bit lackadaisical from him, really. I want him to do better in those situations. Oh, Martial's nearly put through again. There we go. So send out a bit of a tweet there. Do me a big favor. Hit the like and share button. What a start to this game for Man United. And you know what? You go back to the Tottenham game. We played so much good football. And we had those moments. And the ball just didn't hit the back of the net. And these things happen. But it's a great start. We can relax. Martial's off the mark. Rashi with another goal contribution. And there was a little bit of a mistake in the build-up to it, but so what? You know, Rashford's touch took 4 players out, and then he used his head. If he passes that ball with his instep, if he just goes for precision and no power, or not a lot of power, it may get cut out. He has to hit it perfectly, and then Martial can react. He changes his body shape. Overall, an excellent, excellent goal by Man United. TD here with a comment says, Terry, I meant Lindelof hat-trick. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? But here we go. United are working their way here. Rashford's in the centre. He picks the ball up, plays it with Bruno. The interchange is looking amazing. Bruno has actually probably been the worst player on the ball so far. There's interchange, there's 1-2s, there's movement. Look at the fluidity that Manchester United have. And this is Sheffield United. These are no mugs. Sheffield United, look where they are in the league. The league is the ultimate barometer of quality. Luke Shaw here, looking to play in Rashford. He doesn't. He cuts it back and goes back to Harry Maguire. But it's a great start. Pogba sitting in that deep line playmaker role. It's nice and comfortable, nice and relaxed, because we know we've got Bruno up at the other end. It just gives Man United so much balance. Pogba, first time passing to Bruno. Oh, Bruno looks at Mason Greenwood, and Mason Greenwood can't quite control it. United pick the ball up again here. It's Bruno. Bruno switches the play. Lovely. Look at that switch of play. Nice and quick. Here is Luke Shaw to Rashford. Rashford turns. He's going to pass 1, pass 2. Nutmeg. Can't quite run onto the ball. Almost a lovely bit of dribble and skill there by my guy, Marcus Rashford. One more goal in the next... If United can score again in the next couple of minutes, Sheffield United are in trouble, mate. They're in absolute trouble. Because United are looking sharp and quick. Yeah, a few of your comments here saying Martial haters sit down. Absolutely, sit down. No room for any of you at the moment. United are winning. Excellent start to the game, as I say. Take a little live update. Oh, look, there's no live updates on that league table, so we'll do it again later when there is. Maybe if I refresh it. I thought the Premier League table was... No, that's Sky's table that's live. No, it doesn't give you live updates on the table. We'll get that for you in a little while. Dimez here says Martial is the GOAT. Listen, man. Martial's talent. Martial's serious talent. He's gonna have a brilliant end to this season. And if we can keep Rashford and Pogba, if we can keep all our main stars fit, I listened to what them boys said earlier. We've got a great opportunity of finishing the season in the top 4, and then going into the summer and doing something really, really special as well. A lot of room here for Sheffield United. A lot of room for them down this right-hand side. Oh, Shaw's been turned, shoots. Maguire, they have an excellent block. Now, United have got the opportunity to counter-attack here. Here goes Marcus Rashford. He's got a lot of time and space. He can play. And Martial, he does. Martial is in. He's onside. Anthony Martial to Rashford. Oh, Rashford misses. Oh, gutted. How did Rashford miss that? Rashford, that is awful, bruv. Oh. That's a really poor miss from Rashi. But Martial, look, Rashford should be scoring, but Rashford should be shooting. Martial should be burying that from there. Should have been 2-0. That was poor from Rashford. A lot of people are asking how he missed that. The reason he missed it is because I don't know if he even expected to get it back. Rashford hasn't got an excuse, but it was a little behind him. He didn't expect it back. For me, Martial should be burying that into the bottom corner. But as I've said, I just tweeted it. Both are to blame. Martial should be shooting from there. That's what I want my striker to do, is shoot from that position. Equally, when it comes to Rashford, that's a pass into the back net. So yeah, no doubt about it. That was poor. You can't defend either of them in that position. But this is the great thing about being an attacking player. You can make mistakes in games, and you can still come out the hero at the other end. Sheffield United coming forward again here. They cross. It's well blocked by Rashford this time. Rashford looking to break again down his left-hand side. He's got a lot of space to run into. He cuts back this time, though. He's looking for some support. Doesn't have it as of yet. He's fouled there. Free kick to Manchester United. No, they just said in the commentary there is no excuse for Rashford. I'm not giving Rashford an excuse, but I'm looking at both those players there. I want my number 9 to be selfish in those positions and shoot, always, and not pass responsibility. Equally, Rashford should be burying it. But listen, we're 1-0 up. We're playing very, very well. Let's not, and this is the thing, don't allow, it might not be a good pass in the end. It is. Wan-Bissaka can't keep it in. Let's not let that miss dampen the brilliant start to the game by Man United. You know, you can go look at some of the greatest strikers in the world, and trust me, they'll add misses like that. There's one from Cristiano Ronaldo at Man United where he kicks the ball over from about half a yard out once upon a time. So let's just relax. Ollie's sitting there chewing some gum. He must be frustrated, that Ollie, because he knows, this game should be out of sight by now. But let's stop. Actually, even I've got to check myself here. We don't need to be negative here. United have started very well. Terry, just to point out, you've missed 2 of my super chats. Have I, bro? Terry, and you read my comment. I didn't hear what you said because it went to an ad on YouTube. Oh, sorry. The Lindelof thing. Yeah, I'd love Lindelof to get a hat-trick, bro. I can't see it, though. I said Luke Shaw's in here, and he was pulled back. That's a foul to Manchester United in a very dangerous position. Yeah, sorry if I missed your super chats, bro, watching the games. Yeah, I'd love Lindelof to get a hat-trick, but I doubt it will happen. I don't know the last time a centre-back... Has a centre-back ever got a hat-trick in the Premier League? It must have happened once. Maybe John Terry, I remember Leicester scored a few goals one year. Steve Bruce had a season at Man United in the Premier League where I think he's got about 16 goals, which is mad for a centre-back. But sorry for missing those super chats, my man. I apologise. I apologise massively. Free kick here. Bruno Fernandes is standing over it. 1-0 to Man United. They've been a dominant team here. So many chances in the opening 16, 17 minutes. Can we create another one here? Bruno Fernandes, he shoots. Oh, it's peated away. It's on target. I'm more than happy for shots to happen from there. More than happy. Corner in here. Free kick given. Foul on Sheffield United player. But happy days with that start. It's always nice as well. You know, we've got a nice night of football because Liverpool play later and then there'll be highlights on. It's always nice to hopefully get this win. But here we go. United started the game. In case you don't know, Anthony Martial picked up the first goal of the game. Assist from Rashford. Rashford then did miss a really good opportunity just after that. But, you know, as I said many times before, I'm not going to hold that against them because we started off so well. I think holding it against them and like moaning about that demonstrates to me you're a fake Man United fan. And I don't care if that upsets somebody. If your focus right now is the misses as opposed to the brilliance, there's something wrong with you. Sure. Oh, that's a lovely flick there by Martial. Bruno then picks it up. Lindelof has to cover, but here goes Paul Pogba in his deep line playmaker role. Goes to his right, finds Bruno. Bruno is going to have a shot. He shoots. That's blocked there. I'm happy. You know, when you're 1-0 up, you can take those risks. Pogba here. Here's Mason Greenwood. Oh, Rashford's touch let him down there. Oh, that pass from Pogba into Rashford. What are you doing, mate? That pass from Pogba. Have you seen this? Bruno Fernandes, since he joined Man United, ranked first for shot, goals, assists, shots, and chances created in the team. The impact is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Luke Shaw goes for the early cross. It's cut away. Oh, poor head here. Mason Greenwood picks it up. United are rampant here. Pogba puts the ball out to the left-hand side here to Luke Shaw. Back into Bruno. United have got them so far pegged back. We've got a player over here. Wan-Bissaka drills across. That's cut out, and that's going to be a corner to Manchester United. United, we need the second goal, though. And I don't even mean that in a disrespectful way. We need the second goal. Put things to bed. Decent corner. Maguire heads it. It goes in, but a foul's given. It was a push. Before anyone moans, it definitely was a push. 110%. United coming forward again here. Bruno nearly fed in. The football's just been... I'm literally got to do something here, technical. But I don't want to take my eyes off the game. United are so good right now. Just a little update for you on that there. You got the goal and the assist markers next to the players. Look at that, see? We're moving up a gear. Rashford is better than Son. Listen, bro, Rashford, you acted like Rashford didn't set the goal up. Listen, this is the thing. You can nitpick. Players miss chances. Players miss opportunities. I'm never going to have a go at him for that. He literally set up our goal today. And we're 22 minutes in. We're 1-0 up against a very good team in Sheffield United. He could have scored another goal, yes. But let's see what happens. Rashford still will score tonight. Rashford, with the way he's playing, will do something else brilliant tonight. It's cool. You know? His goal contribution to game ratio at Man United is at 85% this season. Huge. Absolutely huge. Stop gassing your dead team. That's cool, bro. That's because people are watching us again. Jesus. Jesus. United are looking nice and tidy here. Pogba slightly overhits his pass there, but Luke Shaw was there to cover. This will be the last little bit of action before the water break. And I know they have to have these water breaks, but I'm really not a fan. It does slow your momentum down. Here is Paul Pogba. When this play breaks down, it'll be the end of it. Oh, lovely there. Here goes Wan-Bissaka. Martial. Bruno. Still an opportunity here for Man United. Rashford. Rashford's got Shaw with the overlap. Goes to Bruno. Bruno plays it back in. Foul given there. The football is amazing. The give and goes, the passes inside and outside of the boot. What a great start. What a great start. to the game by Manchester United. It really, really is. Really, really is. Sheffield United must be not. I wouldn't say they're panicking right now, but they haven't got a clue. They haven't got a clue how to stop Man United. You know, we've had in this game so far. Just waiting for this to actually update for me here to go through some of the statistical breakdowns here. But 6 shots to 2 as an example. Past 6 sessions have been great. 5 chances created in this game. By the way, Pogba's created 2 chances already. 1 chance created by Martial. Of course, 1 chance created and assisted by Marcus Rashford as well. I'm just going to give a couple of the boys. I was going to call one of the boys back, see what they made of that first half performance. Well, first quarter-like performance. Just having a little water break here. Dan, I agree with you. I think there are definitely a few more goals in this game. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it at all. Game restarted again now. Foul in the middle on Bruno Fernandes, but United continue to motor him forward here. Luke Shaw with Rashford outside of him on the left-hand side. Maguire feeds the ball out now to the right-hand side. United switch to play. Pogba picks it up. First time passing to Martial. 1-2 with him. Oh, Pogba goes for the... It's the attempts. We're losing the ball more than usual, but it's because we're trying to pass through this low block and we're opening them up. And remember, when you do that, when you try to break up a low block, you lose the ball more. We haven't had this all season where people are trying to take people on. That's offside, referee. Offside given there against the counter-attack opportunity for Sheffield United. Still 1-0 to Manchester United, courtesy of an assist by Rashford. And, of course, a goal by the brilliant, the majestic Anthony Martial. And a decent goal at that as well. Very decent goal in that as well. So, very happy with his display. Very happy. Bruno here has got the ball. Bruno and Pogba in this middle have just look lovely. And I wouldn't even say it's been out of this world yet, but it's looked very good. Rashford running in here. Martial back to... Oh, Martial's pass almost finds Rashford. It's just an interchange. And the thing is, most of these won't come off. That's why, look at most teams. They score, what, 2 or 3 goals per game. Like, most opportunities don't come off and yield a goal. It's a fact. But it's the interchange, it's the movement, it's the play, and it just exhausts your opponents. It exhausts your opponents. We will score another goal this half, I'm sure of it. Absolutely sure of it. Pogba there, well up, wins a header. They've got a man on the overlap here, Sheffield United, down on the left-hand side. I think that's Stevens there on the ball. Lot of space here, though, for Bollock. He crosses. It's a deep one. But the only player there is Stevenson's coming on the other side. But Mason Greenwood wins it back wonderfully. He's got an opportunity to counter-attack again here. One thing I'll give credit to Sheffield United, they put in players forward. And early goals were imperative for Man United. Because when teams have a low block and that we don't score, they can dig their heels in. But you score early and they have to come out and play a bit more football, which gives us an opportunity within a normal setting of a game to counter-attack earlier on, rather than maybe the last 5 minutes, because we scored late. Lindelof here to Wan-Bissaka. He brings the ball inside to Matic. He's got a bit of time and space. He plays it in. Oh, the half space. Oh, Mason Greenwood tries to feed Bruno Fernandes and it's cut out, but it's getting closer. The door is being beaten upon again. The second goal is imminent, ladies and gentlemen. Imminent. Fleck here on the ball, tries to play it back in. Stevens here. Not very many options here for Sheffield United, but they have got men forward. You know, six or seven players here in United's half, looking to get involved in the attack. Ball is here with McGoldrick. Plays it out wide, obviously with the overlapping centre-backs now coming out to almost a wide position, as we know they do here. Baldock here. Ball's now with Lundstrom. Again, they've got a very fluid attack themselves, and I give credit to Sheffield United for doing that. But it's a dangerous game against Man United with the potency and speed we have on the counter-attack. It's a lovely play here by Sheffield United. United are going to want to try and win that ball back soon. Nice triangles, nice play. United just holding their shape well, not allowing Sheffield United to penetrate. Here's Lundstrom with a bit of room. He has a shot from distance, and it's well over the crossbar. And that's why United done well. Statistically, long shots don't go in very often. We stopped them from being able to penetrate the box. They had to resort to a long shot. And that's why United are still in the lead. Let's do some more of your live comments here. I don't mind. Okay, that's a weird one. Hi, I'm new here. Okay, great. Dan Williams on the line here with us. Dan, what have you made of Man United's opening 30 minutes?
You know what? Mixed feelings.
Really?
I still think, yeah. Just, man, I just want us to, we should be tuning for up already. That's why. We should,
and I get that.
We should, but
we're still.
I get it. I'm not going to go crazy about that.
Yeah. I look at it this way. We are 1-0 up. We could have scored. Rashford's miss, especially the one where Martial cuts. I don't know with both of them. I want Martial shooting from that position every time. But Rashford should have been a lot more aware than he was as an example. So for me, they're both accountable.
I pick that one. I could say Martial only passed it. If they play it in slow motion, it looks worse for Rashford. He was running so fast, they slowed it down so that you can't really. It looks worse than it is. Martial made no assessment of the speed that Rashford's travelling at. And he's only passed that ball because his touch was a little dodgy. The goalkeeper got closer than he liked to.
Yeah, so that's why I look at it.
You can nitpick it, but
I hold them both. I just look at it as they're both a bit accountable, if that makes sense. Yeah. I look at both of them as making a mistake there. But, but it's the move. What I've been really impressed with the movement. Now, a lot of our passes, and we just said there, Bruno Fernandes again, 2 or 3 times we work a good position and the ball's intercepted and cut out. But we're looking for those passes, as you would say, into those half spaces to cut our opponents open. And we must have done that 10, 15 times in the opening 30 minutes. We're never doing that prior to this group of players being out there together.
We do it, it's keeping it up and it's not losing confidence. See, us being 1-0 up makes a big difference. When we go 1-0 down, that's when it becomes when we're losing.
Yeah, hear that.
Or Gary Neville made a point before the game actually saying it's probably better the crowd isn't here, because if we haven't scored in the first 25 minutes, the crowd get a bit antsy and that affects the players.
Yeah.
Again, Wan-Bissaka today, there's just certain things that guy does that just bother me, just basic things on the ball. But beyond that, I can nitpick, but Bruno, you know what it is? It's funny, I was on the phone to my mate watching the game, and he's complaining about Bruno shooting. And I'm like, mate, how do you think he scores 20-plus goals?
Yeah, he shoots a lot.
Shooting a lot.
Yeah,
he shoots a lot.
Yeah,
do you think he's efficient or something? Like, he takes 10 shots and scores 7 goals.
I know, it's crazy. Well, it's why Pep Guardiola doesn't ban long shots, but I remember listening to the Barca players talk, and they said, he gets really angry if you take a long shot. Even if you score, he sometimes moans, because he looks at it as you relinquish possession. But Sheffield United are attacking here. Do you know what I'm giving Sheffield United credit for, though? Since the opening whistle, they've gone forward in numbers. They've got, bad touch, let them down there. The ball's crossed. It's well cut out by Luke Shaw. It's an open game, though. It's why I want United to get that second goal, because Sheffield United will come at you. They're not just going to sit back and let United dominate the game throughout. But I've been really impressed with the opening start, and I still think we have to look at it from the point of view of we're still rusty. So, and we've looked good for a rust. When I compare us to how Leicester have looked since returning, how Arsenal have looked, Tottenham 2 games running, how they looked yesterday, They weren't doing this to West Ham are not as good as Sheffield United. Tottenham weren't doing this to them.
They missed a lot of easy chances yesterday, Tottenham. But only thing that concerns me, Sheffield United, their movement off the ball and the triangles they're playing are giving us big problems. They did the same thing when we played them away from home in that game that was 3-3. We had the same problem. But the difference is the goals that we scored that day. Rashford's goal, the quality from James and Martial out wide was great. The ball from Rashford for Greenwood's tapping was amazing. So again, as long as we just show our quality throughout the 90 minutes.
Of course. But I remember, though, I know we're at home here, but we're not as good as Liverpool. I remember Liverpool, though, getting outplayed for large periods of the game against Sheffield United. Luke Shaw gives it away stupidly. Brother, listen, I'll chat to you after the game anyway. I'll speak to you soon, Danny boy.
Though, Luke Shaw, God, some things that his decisions on the ball sometimes does my head in. Him and Wan-Bissaka.
Well, that's the thing about
everyone likes to crap on Shaw. Wan-Bissaka does the same dopey stuff on the ball that just frustrates me.
Yeah, but but he'll always get away with it because his defensive qualities are so great for the majority that people always let you out of jail free. You know, the players that score the goals, can miss. Rashford's miss. No one's going to care about it if we go on to win the game. Do you get what I mean?
No,
Rashford, Rashford created a goal as well today. Like, that's how it is. But I would say what you said about Bruno is right. Bruno and the Pogbas of this world will play a lot of passes that go to nobody or get cut out. And everyone's, I lost the ball. That's because if those passes come off, you're in. And, the Pereiras and the Lingards of this world don't have the ability to they don't even attempt them half the time because they just don't even see it. They don't even see it. But Bruno Fernandes has got an injury here. We'll see what's going on with that. I'll chat to you in a few minutes, mate. Top man. Cool. Cheers. Well, Bruno's got a little bit of an injury there. I hope it isn't too serious. I'm not too sure what happened because I can't hear the commentary. Hopefully he's okay. Because that isn't good for us. Although you can probably look at Pogba's ball was overhit, but Bruno's back on now. He's the guy that controls it. Bruno to Rashford. To Luke Shaw on the left. Plays it back into Rashford. He's going to try and have a bit of a run. Rashford's pass to Bruno is just undercooked. But Goldbridge holds the ball up well against a challenge from Lindelof here and squares it out to the left. Sheffield United coming forward in numbers again here. 35 minutes on the clock. 1-0 to Manchester United Football Club. Ludgren there. What a switch or pass to switch the play. But Stevens gets his head, gets to the ball in the end. Tackle there from Mason Greenwood. It's another corner here to Sheffield United. 36 minutes on the clock. Liverpool were never outplayed. Now, listen, Liverpool were outplayed for periods of time in that game. Most Liverpool fans I spoke to after the show said we were lucky to get a win. It was a Henderson mistaken goal. Sheffield United played very well at home against Liverpool. Liverpool, by the way, are the best team in the world. United are not. So there are different levels. But the point is, Sheffield United had loads of great moments in that game. Loads of great play. Their triangles worked. To deny that makes you an idiot. An idiot. Ball crossed in here by Sheffield United. It's well over here. That goes out for a Man United goal kick. No danger from that whatsoever. Maguire. Game slowed down a little bit now, which is actually quite normal, considering all the situation. United are winning. Can't play at 100 miles an hour for the whole game because you'll die out. You need to take a breather at times. You need to sort of recharge your batteries mid-game. That's called game management. There's an injury here to a Sheffield United player who's gone down holding his thigh. He's taking his boot off. I think that's, is it Muset? Doesn't look happy, shaking his head, taking his boot off. Substitution made. 6 minutes to go. Maybe he's coming back on. Not too sure. Not too sure what they're doing here. A couple of minutes, a good couple of minutes of time added on now, though. Due to that stop. Luke Shaw nearly caught off guard there. God, have your wits about you, son. Matic on the ball here. Lovely threaded pass. Lovely back heel. Bruno. Oh, it's lovely. It's Bruno Fernandes. He's running through the middle. He has slowed down slightly. Where's the movement there? He needs some support. It was almost away there. Aaron Wan-Bissaka into Martial. The link-up play there was brilliant. It's Pogba on the ball. Oh, Pogba's touch lets him down. All right, gives away a foul in the end. Pogba's touch lets him down there. But he's allowed to. By the way, that's what happens. You know? See, people won't focus on it from this point of view. Pogba's bad touch there led to an attack ending. These bad touches in those moments happen regularly for all players of all levels. Misses happen regularly for top strikers at all levels. It's the way these things go. But it's all about whether you've got an agenda or not. And if you dislike Rashford, that's what you're going to focus on. That miss, it will define his game to you. If you don't like Pogba, that bad touch will define his game to you. But that's what bellends do. That's literally the bellend mantra to football. the bellend's mantra to football is simply as straightforward as that. Sheffield United attacking here. Nearly 42 minutes clear into this game. Ball's crossed in. It's a very good cross. Away by Lindelof. Maguire gets a bit of a head to it. What were you doing there, Lindelof? Jesus Christ. Luke Shaw picks the ball up. Finds Bruno. Bruno looks to have shook that knock off. A lovely forward pass from him again. Good tackle on Anthony Martial, but Martial emerges with the ball. It's great skill from him. He's running through the centre. He's got AWB out to his right-hand side. He continues his run, which is important. The ball's overhit from AWB into him, but then there's a stumble by the defender, and it's now kicked out for a Man United throw. The Sheffield United defender, sorry. Here's AWB. He's got Pogba, and he's got Matic with him on the right-hand side. Luke Shaw is very central on the ball here. Rashford, the low block from Sheffield United when they don't have the ball is very, very good. It's compact. It makes it very difficult. Even though United have got fluidity and movement. But here, Matic's pass, it's Pogba. Pogba's great cross. It's good defending. Pogba's cross was excellent. That was falling onto the head of Mason Greenwood, who made a wonderful run. Excellent defending there from Sheffield United. Luke Shaw wins the ball back here. Matic coming forward. He's got Mason Greenwood with him, but he goes alone slightly. He's going to have to play this back inside. He hasn't got the technique to get past it. And here's Bruno Fernandes. He's going to shoot again. He doesn't. Pogba lays him up. Pogba out to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Can he get the cross in? No. Puts it onto his right. He now crosses. Martial! It's 2-0 to Manchester United. AWB with another assist. Wonderful, wonderful football by Manchester United. Oh, we're back, baby. Man United are back, baby. What wonderful football. That hat-trick's coming. That hat-trick's coming. And Martial's getting it. The Bruno, the Pogba link-up play. The movement is wonderful. Is he onside? That's a big question. He's well onside. Excellent play there by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He gets the assist. Man United are 2-0 up. Thoroughly deserved. Thoroughly deserved. Absolutely brilliant. 2-0 to Man United. Nothing contentious about those goals. Absolutely wonderful by Manchester United. It really is. It really is. Absolutely brilliant. I knew we were going to be on point today. And listen, we're still rusty. And yes, we can nitpick, oh, this decision wasn't good enough. There was a mistake here. You're going to get that every game forever. But we're 2-0 up. 7 shots to 2. We've had 3 on target. We could be 3 or 4-0 up. But that isn't the point. We're 2-0 up. We're winning. Lovely for Matic at the back there. He's been brilliant himself today. Matic into Martial, whose touch does slightly let him down. But the ball's going to land here to Luke Shaw on the left, whose touch is excellent. Goes back here to Maguire. There's got to be at least 4 or 5 minutes time added on in this first half, you know. Has to be. Has to be about 4 or 5 minutes added on. Mason Greenwood on the ball. Paul Pogba just slowing the play down. Lovely dink ball over top. 3 minutes of time added on. Come on, let's build this up and go for a third before half-time. Let's go for a third before half-time, please. Let's get this done, Manchester United Football Club. Robertson goes long here. That'll be cleared up easily by Victor Lindelof. He does. It goes out for a Sheffield United throw. But it's a great start to this game by Man United. And to be 2-0 up this early on, it's just brilliant. Because so often we let ourselves down in games and in moments. But now, at this moment, we're doing brilliantly. Sheffield United just really looking for that half-time whistle now more than anything else. It's been a painful first half for them. They've created little. They've been pulled from pillar to post. United have looked potent every time we go forward. And as I say, most of these shots are lovely there by Mason. Into Martial. Martial back to Bruno. He cuts it back. What's going to happen here? Here goes Mason Greenwood onto his left. He shoots. Oh, it's a bit of a scuffed shot. See, there was an opening there. We created the space. It just got closed down in the end. But as I say, United just look brilliant whenever they go forward. Have we looked this good all season? No. And people, oh, it's only Sheffield United. Rare. Yeah, we didn't look this good against any lesser team for years. So to not be excited about it is ridiculous. It's one of the best first half displays Man United have had in the Premier League in years. In years. Free kick here. Literally 10 seconds left of this first half to go. It's going to be a corner to Sheffield United. They'll be given time to take this as well. Just need to make sure that we maintain our concentration. That's imperative at this point. So make sure we do that. It needs to happen. Absolutely needs to happen here. It's be a silly, silly time to concede a goal. It'd be a devastating time to concede a goal. That's half-time, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely brilliant. So happy with that. So happy with that. Martial on fire. Absolutely, he is. We've got a few calls we're going to speak to now. Hello, welcome to the Football Terrace Live. What do you want to say?
Hi, my name is William.
Hi.
I am calling from Canada.
Hi, buddy. What are your thoughts on that first half performance?
I want to say, first of all, that was a very brilliant performance. Like, this is the most attacking I've seen Man United in the last about 7 years. And you could tell, like, that they have like a certain game plan and they sustain the pressure, right?
Yeah.
Marshall has been absolutely amazing. He's been stunning. Like, he's so clinical. Like, oh my God. Like, honestly, right? The first goal, I would say Rashford hit the pass with so much power, right? But the way he converted it, it was just so calm and collected. Like, Marshall is on another level, right? He's something else. And honestly, though, just to like, a little banter, I would say, what's his face, man? Matic has been a little bit pacey. Like, Matic actually played very well, man. Like, I don't know, like, he's been okay. He's been really, really good. And the combination, right, between Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba, like, honestly, that is super class. Like, Manchester United is so lucky, right? Because they have so many creative players there right now. You could see, right, if it was in the past, Sheffield United would just sit back and then we have no chances. But these chances are coming from left, right, and center. There's like so much chances everywhere. Like, it's like there's this kind of like intoxication or something going on, whereby you have like what's his face? Wan-Bissaka putting in good crosses. It's like, when you play with class, right? The class rubs off on the lesser players. So the class of Pogba and Bruno Fernandes has actually rubbed off on the lesser players, right? And you see everybody's playing up to pair. Honestly speaking, I am ecstatic right now watching Man United. I'm so scared that it will come to an end, but I hope not, man.
No, mate, bro, I hear you, man. I feel like it's been excellent. And I get we can nitpick and we can, Rashford missed this chance. And he could have done better with this shot. And there's been 3 or 4 passes from Bruno that haven't come off. Anyone who's focusing on that is ignoring the fact that United have looked potent and we've looked dangerous. And are there areas for us to improve on? Yes. But how many teams really have done this to Sheffield United this season? Not very many. And a lot of people are saying this is one game. Calm down. It's one game. It's one game. We were playing like this before lockdown begun. This isn't like we've just come back and suddenly clicked into gear. We've got another caller on, bro. What do you want to say?
Hello.
Hi, buddy. What do you want to say, pal?
Yeah, I'm Alok. I'm from India. I'm Man Utd fan.
Yep.
Terry, I just want to say, I called you 6 months ago after we lost to Liverpool, and I told you that all the way. And at that time, you were against Ole. I remember that. I'm so happy to see that you're finally seeing what I saw then. You asked me what you saw in Ole. I saw exactly the same thing. The team being formed, players wanted to play for the shirt, and you can see it now. Because we have better quality, good quality players, we are playing well. But in the last 12 games, this is going to be the 13th game. We're going to be unbeaten. And I'm finally happy that I think this manager can bring our glory days back. I believe that then, and I still believe it now.
Mate, do you know what? So sorry to cut in. I agree with you. I got it so wrong about Ollie. I couldn't see the wood for the trees. I couldn't see the direction we were going in. And I mean, if anybody wants to keep denying that we don't have a style of play, just watch those 45, 46 minutes back again. The movement, the fluidity, the interchange, the 1-2s, the triangles, it's there. The reason we're pulling it off more now is because we have better quality football players. Would Liverpool...
Something else I want to see, right? Sorry for cutting you guys short, right?
Yeah.
Something else. So I'd like to bring the point, though. You see, Rashford, I don't know, right? Since he got that injury, right? We only seen him play twice now, right? I don't know, right? But his pace is good, right? But he's not converting his chances. So I don't really know what that is about, right?
I don't think that you can judge anyone after 2 games. He's just a game back injured. We have to give him time.
We have to give time. Right? I'm just trying to imagine specifically what might be going on with him, right? Like, there's something mental, because it's not a physical thing, right? Because his body is.
I don't think it's mental.
It could be a mental thing. He's not converting chances that are very clear, though.
But listen, sorry, guys, guys. Sorry, just to slow this down a second. Too many voices. Listen.
All right.
Yes, he missed that chance. He missed that chance. He didn't convert it. But he also set up the opening goal today with a brilliant touch to take out 4 players and then had to drill across accurately. He'll come good. You know, by the way, I've seen Pogba have a few bad touches that have led to a loss of position. I've seen Bruno make 2 or 3 bad decisions in this game. That's natural.
Exactly.
It's, you know, do you know that Lionel Messi, one second, Lionel Messi, look at all the goals he scored. His conversion rate of chances in his career is 16%. Meaning he misses almost 9 in 10 opportunities. It's normal. It's whoever thinks it isn't is not studying the game properly. I'm sorry, it is. Sorry, we've got Joshua on the line. Joshua, what do you want to say?
Yes, man. You know how I'm one of Rashford's biggest critics, man. But honestly, man, that first half, he was brilliant, man. He got that assist to Martial. Martial's my guy, man. And honestly, man, Rashford, you know, looking at him. You know, I've been looking at him for the past few games, man. He's been improving, man. I just want what's best for him, but you know, I think he'll crack on to be a good player, man. You know, but
yeah. Do you know what it comes down to? He missed that chance, and for me, if you hate Rashford and you've got a bias against him, then you will focus on that miss you allow that to define his game. Which
I wanna come in. I wanna comment on Ole once. You know why? What I saw in Ole and why I liked Ole? Because when Ole came, we didn't have Pogba playing this good, and we didn't have Bruno. So he played according to the players he had. He had Matic and Fred and McTominay and Pereira and Lingard. None of them are creative players. That's why you saw counter-attacking game, and that's how you saw freestyle football. This was the reason why Man United were playing like that, and not because we have quality players. We are playing a different style of football. We are dominating a team who is trying to sit back. Okay, they are playing well, but they are also trying to sit back. They are playing a low block, but we are breaking it again and again, time and time again, because we have quality players now, and because we didn't have players like that before. We were playing freestyle football or counter-attacking football that was not so pleasing on the eye, but it was effective with the players that we had then, and that's why I think Ole is the right manager, because he plays according to the players he has.
Fantastic. See, honestly, may I just say one more thing, right? You see, me specifically, right? I'll tell you this. So when I was like 10 years old, right, I found a Sharp jersey, right, in the house, right? And it was a Manchester United Sharp jersey, right? And I just had it, man. It was something that, you know, I started wearing consistently, just like that, right? And I had no chance, actually, right? There was no other way. I had no other club to support but Manchester United. My older brother supports Manchester United. My oldest brother lives in Manchester, even though I'm in Canada, right? And like, see, I have seen Man United obliterate other teams for years, man. I'm used to seeing this happen. So having not seen this happen in the past few years has been a little bit weird, right? But all I want to say is I love Manchester United fans, because our fans are so resilient and very, very intellectual. We know how to analyze things objectively, because we can actually see things properly. It's very different from other fans like Arsenal fans and stuff, right? Like all Manchester United fans I've seen, I just see that we have a level of understanding that makes us tolerate things that are a little bit difficult. And we've been through very difficult times. I'll tell you this, right? And I just want to tell you guys, all the Manchester United fans everywhere and fan channels, that look, man, I love you guys so much, and I love Manchester United, man. I believe I love Man U more than everybody in the world.
Bro, I love. Do you know? I love listening. I love listening to a positive person, and I love it. And I think we don't do that enough as Man United fans. We're far too negative, and we're again like today's game. There are certain elements of today's game where you can nitpick and say,
shot
okay,
on target or a shot off target.
We could sit there and be like, okay, this could be better, that could be better, this could be better, that could be better. But at the end of the day, in the cold light of day, when you break these things down, Man United are having a really good game. If you go back and look at, if you went back now and watched matches from Fergie's era as an example, if you went and did that, you would see loads of mistakes in games by our best ever players. That was the wrong pass. I missed this shot. I remember Cristiano Ronaldo missed an open goal from 1 yard out, and it was such a bad miss, it went over at the opposite side of the goal. Now, because we were doing so well, no one cared. We only care about these things now because we're in a position of we've been in turmoil and we're getting out of it. We need to move away from nitpicking every problem and focus on the fact that we're playing a very good team in Sheffield United. We've had 8 shots to their 3. We had 60% of the ball. We've created majority of chances. Our front 5 Okay, our front five look amazing.
Excellent.
Matic is doing well. Defensively, we've been great. Wan-Bissaka, has he made mistakes? Yes, he's young, but he got another assist, which is great. We can stick that to Liverpool fans for a little while. It's not, for me, there's zero things right now today to be negative about Man United with. None.
Absolutely zero.
Listen, I just want to come in and say one thing.
Well,
That
yeah.
as a Man United fan, I've only seen Sir Alex Ferguson. I've never seen someone before Sir Alex Ferguson. A Sir Alex Ferguson team had 5, maybe 6 world-class players. Rest of them were workaholics. Workaholics players who would work for the team. And I see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer building a structure like that, a blueprint like that, where he will have 3 or 4 world-class players. The rest of them will be workaholics, who would work for the team, who go up and down the line, and they will work for the team and work for those 4 players to create magical moments in the game. That's what Sir Alex Ferguson always did. He was a man manager. He was not Pep Guardiola. He was man manager. He knew which player to put in which team and how. And he know how a puzzle. He know which player would fit where, and that player would click. Like we want a league with Anderson and Cleverley in a midfield. Can you believe that? Why? Because they will fit in that puzzle. Because Sir Alex Ferguson knew how to fit players there, and I see that blueprint now in the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I'm amazed and I'm happy though. And Terry, thanks for the platform. I'm going to support the platform right now. I'm so excited. And honestly speaking, I want to see more of this, like more of this kind of soccer, right? And honestly, I cannot fault anything you've done, Terry. Terry, like you've been amazing. Like you're just legitimately a good guy. And more grease to your elbow. Thank you so much for the opportunity, right? I'll let you guys be so I can watch the match.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to get back to it as well. Thank you all very much for coming on. Take care, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Take care, boys. Thank you. Listen, it's nice to have some positivity. It's okay to criticize. We're not against that at the Football Terrace, but it's about being objective. It's about looking at these situations and knowing that actually we're doing quite well today, or this element was good, this element was bad. We could do better here, but you need good quality. You need good quality, and you need people to be, sorry, someone said, what does more elbow to your grease mean? That means I work hard, and it means keep doing what you do. Because you never heard of the expression, put some elbow grease into it. So it means work hard, basically, if you didn't know. But do me a big favor, everyone who's tuning in, hit that like button, hit the share button as well. Please download right now the app Hot Mic. We're up to nearly 2,100 new followers over there. We'd love you to do that. We'll be doing goal review at the end of this game, doing live fan cams, and then we'll be doing a live match reaction to Liverpool versus Crystal Palace as well. So much coming up for you on the Football Terrace. We've got a massive, hopefully soon, a big announcement coming your way as well. A big announcement coming your way as well. We're very excited about it. Very excited about it. If that comes off, big things for us. We're going to fly. Here we go. Do we need Sancho? Yes, we need better. Why? Because the level we're playing today, by the way, isn't good enough to make us Premier League champs. So we still need more. Thank you, Talkem. It'd be lovely to get this stream up to 400 likes. It'd be what are we actually sitting on? Actually, I don't even know. I haven't even checked myself. What are we sitting on? 319. Come on, 320. Let's get this up to 400. That'd be amazing if we could do that. It'd mean the world to us if we could. Teams are now coming out ready for this second half. Other scores tonight. Oh, interesting. 0-0 at halftime between Newcastle and Aston Villa, and 0-0 in the Wolverhampton Wanderers game. As it stands right now, very, very productive night for Manchester United. If we, of course, can keep this up and finish this game off, it puts us into a very nice position indeed. As we've said on multiple occasions, puts us into a very, very good position. Yeah, because is there a live league table here? No, they don't. See, again, they don't. I miss channels that do live league tables. Live league tables are amazing. But if Wolves don't win, we can move 2 points in front of them. Puts massive pressure on. It puts massive pressure on our rivals. This victory, it really does. Third goal now. Kill the game off. Game's about to kick off. Very exciting indeed. Can't wait. Thank you very much to... I'm trying to pronounce that name. It's very hard for me, but thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel. It means a great deal to us, you doing that. Thank you very, very much, my bro. Second half has just begun. 45 minutes. Hopefully some more magical football on the way. There will, of course, be some substitutions as well. That will happen. That'll happen very, very soon. Likely to see Pogba withdrawn. Rashford at some point withdrawn, I would say. I wouldn't mind seeing Bruno given a bit of a rest, especially if we get that third goal nice and early. Kill the game off. Happy, happy days. Here's Victor Lindelof on the ball. Goes for a long ball over the top. It's a lovely pass. Oh, the touch by Bruno. The touch. Oh, wow. His AWB he'll have confidence coursing through his veins. Here's Pogba. Pogba's fouled there. It's going to be a free kick. Probably in an area to cross from. But you know what? It's far enough out where I honestly would say, let Rashi have a kick, bruv. From there, let Rashi have a kick. Let Rashi have a shot. They're not going to let him have a shot, but I'm just saying I would. I'm just saying I would let him have a shot from there. Bruno standing over it. He's going to whip this ball in. Ball's whipped in. It's well cleared there. Well, it's foul given anyway, so that's not going to come. That's not going to come to a thing. It's done. It's done as an attack. It's over. We're going to get Talk MU on here in just a moment. Just updating a couple of the thumbnails for us for later. As I say, I have no production team here. I have to do every little thing myself. Every little thing. It's going to be all right. Please don't worry about a thing. I don't really know why I'm singing that song. There we go. That's updated. Talk MU, what do you want to say, bro?
Hey, Aaron, how you doing, son?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. What did you make of that first half performance?
Yeah, it was a great performance. Bruno and Pogba and Martial. I mean, Rashford. Yeah, I mean, you know, he missed a couple of chances, but I think overall, yeah, I was really, really impressed. Really impressed with Ollie's team selection. Yeah, I mean, it's looking good. I mean, I agree with what you're saying there about, you know, we can't be negative just because it's Sheffield United. But, I mean, yeah, when I said to you a while ago about giving Ollie, affording Ollie time from game to game, it's now starting to, I think it's starting to kind of slowly work out. But I'm just wanting to see just that bit more consistency in how we set up today with that team. If he can take that into the next game with the same mindset and the same intelligence in the game and the hunger and wanting to win, then I mean it's looking exceptionally well. I was watching Ollie when he walked off, and he had, I don't know if you noticed it, but he just had this look on his face, and it was like a look of self-satisfaction that, you know, you've said something to somebody as advice, and they've taken it on board, and it's paid dividends for them.
Yeah, it's almost, yeah, of course. And there's almost, I saw that face of his, and there was an element of that. And I also thought, it's like he's been telling people it's going to come good. Just give him time, and we're starting to see it. And I think what the most impressive bit here for me is that we were playing well in those 10, 11 games prior to lockdown happening. And I even said after the Spurs game, you know, it was only the third goal in 12 games that we'd conceded. And they were all from mistakes, predominantly goalkeeping mistakes. So, you know, we've been solid for a while now. And the fear always was we'd come back after lockdown and we'd look poor. But we're moving the ball. And by the way, we're still rusty. but we're moving the ball well. We're creating opportunities, and you know, Bruno's never played with Rashford. Pogba's never played with Pogba. Rashford's never played with Bruno. Bruno's never played with Pogba. Both, like, Pogba's never really played with Mason Greenwood. I know they train together, but they haven't really played many games together in teams. So there's a few, all those little nuances need to be worked on and need to be made better over the course of time. But it's getting there slowly but surely. And you know, you look in the summer, 2 or 3 good quality signings coming in. Suddenly, you've got a squad where, and these games are important to me because when Fergie was here, when we were a top team, 95. I would love to see Fergie's win ratio, especially at home against teams outside what you'd call the traditional top 4. I guarantee it's in the 90%. And and we moved into a situation under every manager since him where every year we lost at least 3 or 4 games at home to teams like this, and we drew about 4 or 5 every year, and we barely battered them. So when we beat Watford all those months ago now, with Bruno playing, I got really happy, and everyone's like, it's only 3-0 against Watford. And I'm going, no, you missed the point. We have done this maybe 5 or 6 times in 7 years where we've battered the teams that we should batter. And I think that's what stands out to me as being important, is because we've dropped so many points. I mean, our top 4 record since Fergie left hasn't been that bad. It's always been, again, is in like other teams in the top 4 and now the top 6. It's always been playing the shit teams. Or, that's a disrespectful way of saying it. But the teams that we should beat. So, yeah, I'm really impressed with it, mate. And I think it's only going to get better once this team gets sharper and everybody gets fully fit.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well, I agree there what you're saying. And I think I think a lot of it is the mindset of what Ollie is getting across to the players, how he's getting it across, and them understanding. So if he's getting his message across in a simplistic way, because the players are intelligent enough to understand. You know, if you're given a set of instructions and you're one of those players, this is what I need you to do for the team, is to either stay central, drop deep, or move forward with the ball. It's not hard to understand, is it? Whereas Mourinho, I mean, Mourinho he went around it all. It was all wrong. You know, I think the Man United balloon that was above his head, which is bigger than his head, it was always trying to get over that balloon. And you can't climb over a balloon. You just can't climb over the Man United balloon. You can't do it.
It is too big. I think as well as that, something that I kind of had an epiphany moment during the lockdown period, which was important to me because I didn't see it before. And, you know, the fact we didn't have football, could read a lot more, could study a bit more of what was going on as opposed to just watching the games, watching a good bit of build-up play. Wan-Bissaka, a good cross that's blocked there. What I saw is that, hang on a minute, the players are all still on board with Ollie after a really bad September through to December. Yeah. Now, when it went wrong with other managers, because of their behaviour as coaches, outing players, weird things they were saying in interviews and stuff like that, those managers lost the dressing room, but Ollie didn't. And that told me that that also told me, one, he's behaving in the right way, but secondly, I think it makes players change their minds around, normally when it goes wrong at this club, the managers become toxic, we're linked with a new coach, it all falls apart. I just want to get out of here because I'm going to ruin my career. But I think, you know, you look at Pogba, I think Pogba's come back in after, you know, he was back in the training ground from like February time. I think there was an element of, do you know what? I know it was going a little wrong here for a few months, but the atmosphere is amazing. And I think you notice, if you ever spent like a bit of time away from work, or you leave one office or one department and go to another, and you return to it, and suddenly you go back, where's this great atmosphere come from? It never used to be this nice here. But yeah, it's an interesting one for me, mate. But so listen, I'm going to enjoy the rest of the game, and I'll chat to you again soon, my bro. Thank you very much for being a member as well. I appreciate it, mate.
No worries, pal.
Top man, all the best. Take care.
Mate.
Thank you. Everton have just gone 1-0 up, I believe, against Norwich. Norwich again, down. Here go Man United again. The movement is brilliant. The fluidity is great. Here goes AWB. Cuts inside. Oh, he looks for Martial. He's, of course, on that hat-trick. I do beg, I pray, and I beg today that we don't take Martial off. We tried to let him get his hat-trick. By the way, thank you very much for the super chat, William. I really appreciate that, my man. Says our Man United is back, here to stay. Football fans, Terry is the channel to follow. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate the compliment. I mean that. Here's Luke Shaw on the left-hand side with the ball. 54 minutes on the clock. Bruno Fernandes. Interestingly, Bruno's been more on the left today, and Pogba's been more on the right, which is interesting. Here goes Paul Pogba. No one's really giving him any time or space. Feeds it into Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood shoots. Oh, he should have gone back for Pogba. Pogba slips trying to get onto the ball. Here goes Bruno Fernandes. He's got AWB out to his right, but he comes back on the inside, back onto the outside now. Oh, he nutmegs him. Here's Mason Greenwood. Onto the left foot, shoots. Oh, he deflected off Pogba and goes out for a goal kick. Oh, that's definitely a Man United. That's definitely a goal kick. That definitely deflected off Pogba. But it's been given as a corner. Mason looking sharp here. He's definitely put on some size, you know. Mason has definitely put on some size and definitely put on some muscle, bro. 110%. But United get the corner. This is where you have to be ruthless as a sportsman. This is where you have to... It doesn't matter, it's a wrong decision. Oh, it was taken early. Bruno can't quite control it. Here is Paul Pogba here. Ball goes over the top, slightly overhit. And as we say, these things do happen. United back in their own half here. Do you know what? I don't want to be negative at all. I just want, nearly given away there by De Gea from a clearance, but it goes to Luke Shaw, who can drive forward here into lots of space. Got lots of time. Oh, plays it to Martial. It's cut out. United's attack is over. It frustrates me when that happens. Frustrates me. Touch from Matic. Oh, it doesn't actually touch. He lets it run past him. He had a really good game today in the Manu Matic. Really good game indeed. But we are getting to that point in the game where I expect to see some substitutions. And not because anybody's playing poorly, just because fitness. And I think it would make sense, you know, maybe give Pogba another 10 minutes and take him off. Don't want to overwork him after the injury. Want to just take our time. Slowly, slowly. Here's Mason, who's very, very central. He's had a half-decent game today. He's been unlucky with a few opportunities. Victor Lindelof here. Goes for a long ball option. Thought he was going to go out for a throw. It didn't. Lindelof inside here to Paul Pogba. Bruno coming short for it. Look, he's looking for the ball. Pogba here. He's going to switch the play out to the left. It's Luke Shaw. He's got Rashford wide to his left here. Rashford getting his head down. Lovely through pass played. It's Bruno. Good control. It's intercepted though. And the pressure that United are placing on Sheffield United is mad. The press when they have the ball in their own half is excellent. Luke Shaw wins the ball back here after an excellent cushion header down from Harry Maguire. Are United on for another clean sheet here? Oh, the back heel there from Pogba was amazing. Martial, great play. Gets it to Rashford. Rashford squares it. Hits the back of, I'm not sure which defender that was of Sheffield United, but it's another Man United corner. Excellent play there again by Manchester United Football Club. The interplay, the change, the exchange, the moving into the half space. The style of play is there. If you deny it, you're basically, if you don't see the style, you're basically a flat earther. You're basically a flat earther. You know, when United are playing like this, I just never want the game to end. Just want to play for hours. It's fun. Rashford fouled in the middle there. Martial picks the ball up here. Wide on the left. Matic back to Martial. Back to Matic again. United are trying to work some space. Sheffield United have gone very low. I think it's just damage limitations now for Sheffield United. They're not really trying to attack. United have got a lot of the ball. They haven't had a shot, by the way, since the 30th minute in this game. United haven't allowed a shot from Sheffield United since the 30th minute of this game. Bruno picks the ball up here in the half space. Always finding himself in that half space between Attack and defence, looking for the openings here. Pogba to Rashford. Rashford plays the ball back to Victor Lindelof, who's pretty much joined the attack. Sheffield United are sitting so deep. And they don't really have much pace on. Oh, that lovely turn and touch there by Paul Pogba is majestic. He's got Luke Shaw with him. Luke Shaw back to Pogba. They're just looking to try and open him up. The ball dinked over the top by Pogba. It finds Bruno. Bruno Fernandes nearly fouled there. They're a pass on. It's Luke Shaw on the ball. Back to Pogba again. First time pass goes for Rashford, but it hits the referee. It's going to be a drop ball. That's got to be frustrating there. Referee gets himself in the way. United have got to try and switch this play to try and create some opening, some space here. Mason Greenwood back to AWB, who's pressured by two players. The press is really nice and strong here. They press, but they stay in their shape. Sheffield United is excellent. Balls past that wide here to Matic, to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw goes for a first touch and then pass. Rashford backhills it to him. It's wonderful. Luke Shaw, it's Martial. Oh, he's touched slightly letting down. Here's Pogba. Oh, Pogba! Oh, my God. Martial takes it off him and shoots. That was almost wonderful. The back heel from Rashford. Man, people chat about Rashford not having a good game. Martial could have got his hat-trick there as well. Lovely there from Paul. Paul Pogba having such a great game today. He just controlled that middle. Again, another one for the collection peeps. Controlled the midfield. But he has the freedom now to control that midfield because he doesn't have to worry about getting forward so much because he's got creativity from other areas. Here goes Rashford down that left-hand side, a bit of time and space. He plays for the overlap for Luke Shaw. It's well defended there by Sheffield United who cut that out. Very well defended indeed. They've now got to try and pass out from the back. They're going to have to go long with this because they're going to get caught on the ball. Martial wins it back. What's given there? It's a corner given to Man United. That's great. I thought referee was going to give a foul, but he didn't. United here are going to have their corner. Luke Shaw, first time crossing here. It's really good. Maguire's there. It's over the crossbar. It's going to be a goal kick. 63 minutes on the clock. Wolverhampton Wanderers have taken the lead in their game. That's why it was so important to win tonight. Real Jimenez with another goal. David McGoldrick off. Oh, Matic there. Gets away with a little bit of a mistake. Ball into Bruno. Straight back to the passing and the brilliance there. Mason Greenwood plays this into Bruno. Bruno, oh my God. That was a heavy tackle there on Bruno, but he gets away with it. Excellent performance tonight by Man United. Comfortable, wonderful passing. It's just been absolutely excellent. Professional, efficient. Rashford here, a lot of time and space on the left. Goes back to Matic. It's interesting, though, from Sheffield United, they haven't really tried to have a go at Man United. Maybe United could just change their tack somewhat. Maybe let Sheffield United have the ball a little bit more. So look for these counter-attacks. Free kick given here centrally to Man United in between the halfway line and the Sheffield United box. Free kick taken quickly here. So Luke Shaw into Martial. Still looking for that hat-trick. Still looking for that hat-trick. Bruno here switches the play. What a pass from Bruno. Just kept in by Luke Shaw, but he actually gives it to Sheffield United, who are now looking to counter-attack themselves. Luke Shaw, silly foul to give away. He'll pick up a booking there. Definitely a booking. But that all stemmed from his own mistake. Early ball crossed in there by Sheffield United, cleared easily by Luke Shaw. They've actually got a few men forward for once. Ball's crossed in here. It's chested down well. I didn't need to be blasted away like that. We could have been more composed there. Silly clearance. Sheffield United with the ball back now. Good press there, but Mason does give away the foul. Drinks break now. Players going to a little drinks break. See what some of your comments are saying. Keep watching the football, Terrace. Thank you very much, my bro. I appreciate that. Thank you. So happy for Martial tonight, to be fair, to get them goals. There we go. What's the score in the Newcastle game? Score in the Newcastle game is 1-0 Newcastle. Newcastle have taken the lead in that game. Look at that. They could get 2 wins on the bounce in their opening 2 games. Dwight Gale. I didn't even know he was still there. Dwight Gale has come on a substitute. He's picked up that goal. Newcastle, what a start for them. What a start for them. It's interesting, really. You've seen like Brighton have had like 2 really tough games to start their return. You know, they played Arsenal and they played Leicester and picked up 4 points. Newcastle played Sheffield United and now another relegation battle and, you know, picked it up. Here goes Martial, look down the right-hand side, looking for an opening. It's lovely skill by him. He needs to pass the ball quickly, though, move. Here goes Matic, finds Rashford. Rashford's got Luke Shaw with him on this left-hand side. Comes back inside to Matic. I want a bit more urgency now from us. I want us to look for this third goal. You know, it's a very good performance with a good scoreline. I want a brilliant scoreline to match the brilliant performance. Here's Luke Shaw. He's cutting on the inside. Finds Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood bearing down on goal here. Martial, lovely touch. Back. Greenwood! Just over the bar. It's a lovely touch there. Lovely chance created there again by Rashford with that wonderful little backheeled pass that led to the shot. It's a nice one too with Rashford. But that's the interchange. That's why for me now, Mason, like barring a bit of rotation for fatigue, Mason Greenwood's got to be starting for Man United now. The difference with us, with him instead of Dan James, and I don't even mean it rudely about Dan James. I just want the best players possible on the pitch. Here goes Sheffield United down the right-hand side. They're actually having a bit of an attack. They haven't tried at all in the second half. They haven't had a shot. They haven't registered a shot since the 30th minute of the game. That is how dominant Man United have been. Sometimes you could be a team that has all the possession. But Luke Shaw, they have a stupid touch, gives a corner here to Sheffield United. You know, I look at it like this. You can have all the possession in the world, but it doesn't mean you're the dominant team. You know, it's about the chances you create. It's about the saves you force goalkeepers in. And it's about how you nullify your team. And Man United today have nullified Sheffield United to nothing. Not a sniff. They've been absolutely bodied from front to back. Front to back. To a point where 20 minutes in, Sheffield United went full low block, full negative defensive display, not trying to do anything else other than defend. That's it. That's all they've been able to do. It's all they've been able to do this whole time. Because United have been that dominant. And I know it upsets rival fans to see it and hear it, but it's just what's happening here. It's just what's happening here. Harry Maguire. By the way, if you're tuning in, please do me a favor and download the Hot Mic app right now. All the information for it is inside our description below. Best place for watch-alongs on the planet. Multiple commentators available. Get yourselves over there. Get it downloaded right about now. Harry Maguire coming forward with the ball here. Luke Shaw on the left. First time pass into Martial. It's nice. Back to Rashford. Rashford drills this ball. What a pass from Rashford to set AWB away. AWB goes on the outside. Defender gets a slight touch on it. Not good enough there from AWB. He had an underlapping pass, that he could play into Mason. That pass from Rashford to find him was majestic. Absolutely majestic, beautiful, gorgeous. Gorgeous it was. Gorgeous it was. Paul Pogba. Oh, what a pass from Pogba. Lovely back heel there by Bruno. Amazing. Passes to Rashford. Rashford back to Martial. Martial! Hat-trick! Hat-trick! Martial hat-trick! Oh, he's done it! Oh, Martial! Wow, Tony Martial scores again. Wonderful. And that was brilliant. The back heel from Bruno Fernandes was, look at this, passing by Pogba, back heel by Bruno Fernandes, touch from Martial into Rashford. The 1-2 is brilliant. It's another assist for Rashford, and it's dinked over the goalkeeper. It's 3-0. It's the best goal of the night. It's a hat-trick for Anthony Martial. It tops off the most scintillating home performance by Man United in many, 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 many years. And oh, Man United are back. Man United are back. Oh, we're back. We're back. Oh, that was brilliant. Brilliant. Oh, baby. Oh, wow. Literally, man, we were talking about before the game, will anyone get a hat-trick today? And there he is, the man, the magician, Anthony Martial. I am so happy for him. I cannot tell you how happy I am for this man. Truly, so happy for him. Just going to update this here. Sorry. That needs updating now. There we go. Hat trick, 2 assists for Rashi as well. I'd love Rashi to top it off with a goal now as well for himself. But this is the thing with statistics, you see, because Bruno isn't going to get an assist for that back heel. And he won't because of the way it works. But the influence, and that's what I talk about all the time, influence on games. This is from William, the super chat. It's a bird, it's a plane. Nope. It's Super Martial for the hat trick. Absolutely. I'm literally so happy. It is unbelievable. I'm so happy for Tony. I'm so happy for Manchester United. I'm so happy for Ollie because we're back. We're back with a vengeance. We are back. We are coming for you, Liverpool. We are coming for you, Man City. We are coming for you, Europe. And I'm so glad I saw the light. I'm so glad I saw the light before the resumption of the league, you know. I'm so glad I did. Because a lot of people out there, 5 substitutions coming up now for United, because there are some people out there now who are going to be, you know, jumping on this bandwagon. They're not going to apologize to Ollie. They're not going to apologize to Tony. And that's what you need to do first. For me, if you want to be part of celebrating Man United's resurgence, and it's coming, by the way, you've got to come out and apologize for getting it wrong. I have. Will you be man enough to do it? Woman enough to do it? Big enough to do it? By the way, let me just point out now, we've got to get to the end of this game here. But this could be another clean sheet. That could be 11 clean sheets in our last 14 games. And people are telling me our defense hasn't improved. Madmen. I actually think that's Martial's first ever hat-trick as well. I think. I'm so happy for the man. Legitimately. All the big boys coming off now after this performance. I'm just, it's amazing. So I'm just getting things set up ready for the reaction show this evening. But my days, I couldn't be happier, man. There we go. All the substitutions made here. Oh. We're going to be live in about 10 minutes after this game, exclusively on the Football Terrace. Just amazing. Just amazing. I could not be, like I said before, I couldn't be happier with our performance, the goals, and everything that comes with that. Amazing. Nice as well that we got the ability to have all those subs as well. Let's do some comments here on Hot Mic. Yeah, first hat trick. Yeah, I thought so. It's amazing. I just find it crazy. We didn't predict that there'd be. Well, we kind of did predict there'd be a hat trick. We spoke about getting that tonight. It just feels brilliant that it's been done now. I remember live fan cam, digital fan cam straight after the game tonight. Can't wait to get these done. Oh. People are saying to me, don't say we're back. We're on a 14-game streak, bruv. Here comes Sheffield United. Decent shot, well held there by David De Gea. We're on a 14-game unbeaten streak that's seen us climb up the league, progress in cups, keep 11 clean sheets in 14. In that time, we have now scored, obviously, 3 so far tonight. 4, 9, 11, 14, 15, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 33, 35. 35 goals in those 14 games. So 35 goals in those 14 games. Conceded just 3, I would add. And in that run, we have beaten we have beaten City and we've beaten Chelsea. We've got good results away at Tottenham as an example. It's a majestic run. Majestic run. To say that is, it's arguably, I know we haven't won as many games on the bounce as we did when Ollie first came in, but I feel like it's a better run because we look more solid and we've come through. We know what we're doing. Here's a Garlo. Oh! Unlucky, his touch was a little bit too heavy there in the end. It's going to be a corner of the Man United. Go on, Garlo. I love that guy. I even forgot that he was here. I've been so hell-bent on why that my boys are playing tonight. I forgot about some of these other players. It's a nice play there by Dan James. Matic had a very good game today. Here's Juan Mata. Here's Dan James. Mata touches a bit over hit. Pereira goes in for a tough tackle there. Here's a Garlo. Plays the ball to AWB. Another cross from him. Oh, it's an excellent cross from AWB that nobody gets onto the end to. AWB has put in some serious crosses tonight. Some really good crosses into that box. Oh, Aston Villa pick up an equaliser. Wow. What a running down at the bottom there. 5 minutes to go in this game, ladies and gents. Please make sure you subscribe to the Football Terrace and please get the Hot Mic app downloaded. What are we up to now and followers over there? Be nice. 2,101. Come on, guys. Let's get that up to 2,000. Let's get at least 20 more of you sign up to that Hot Mic app tonight using my promo code TFT. That would be amazing if you could. Is Greenwood, Pereira, into Juan Mata. Juan Mata to Dan James. Dan James finds AWB out on the right-hand side. Do you know what's nice about having 5 subs? The 5 subs all come on and want to impress. They want to start the Norwich game. They want to get themselves involved. And that's what you need. That's the competitiveness that Ollie is breeding in this team. She got to defend well here. Nice. It's another one of those really good performances again from Maguire tonight and his back line. It's just been perfection. Been perfection from them tonight. It really has been. We have been so dominant that we've even stopped. We took the heart of Sheffield United away tonight. Can you see the patterns of play? Can you see them? Can you see them? Can you see the patterns of play? Can you see the patterns of play? By the way, Paul Pogba tonight created 4 chances more than anybody else on the field of play. But that just shows you a different game. Like, he created more chances than Rashford, but obviously Rashford ones ended up being taken as the goals, and that's just life for you. But you got to remember, one of those guys was in a deep lying midfield position. The other one was an attacker. It's sublime. Igalo's touch, let him down. He's in. Oh, he shoots his blocks. Unlucky there, Igalo. His touch has let him down there. So happy with how we played tonight. So happy indeed. Yeah, 100% fan cams live after the game. Can't wait to get this reaction. Ball crossed in by Bruno's still on. I thought he'd come off. Bruno's still on? No, he does come off. Sorry. It's Pereira. I just thought it was just there at the corner of my eye. I swear he come off. Pereira here. AWB to Matic. Minute and a half to go with normal time. Luke Shaw here. It's fine. Just go home if you need to. No sillies, Man United. Could we hit the 4-0? My original prediction, I should start with 3-0, you know. Maguire to Dan James. Dan James and Maguire between them lose. McTominay lose the ball between them. Ball played back here to Moore in goal. AWB here coming forward. Finds Pereira. Pereira goes back to AWB down the right-hand side. United is still looking for that 4th goal, you know. Love to see it. Juan Mata here. Nice movement from him. Plays the ball in AWB. Juan Mata goes for a reverse pass. It's cut out by Sheffield United. AWB tries to win it back. Going into literally almost 90 minutes on the clock now. No conceding goals now, Man United. Let's keep this victory where it is, where it deserves to be. As I say, we're a few moments away. We'll be doing live straight away again after the show. Good defending again by United when we needed to. Luke Shaw with the ball. 3 minutes to go. Come on, I'm really greedy. Let's mount up one more attack. Here goes Scotty Mack driving forward with the ball. Nice to see. Plays the ball down the left-hand channel to Agallo, who holds it up well. His touch has been a little bit off tonight, but we can forgive him that because we're 3-0 up. Here's Scotty Mack back in possession. What you love about Scotty Mack is you know that man ain't going to be bothered that he got dropped for today's game. He'll come on and play with his heart on his sleeve as soon as he's called upon by Ollie. And that's because he's a Man United man. And that's what we need at the club. Men and Man United men at that. Here's Juan Mata in possession. This is just comfortable now for United. Luke Shaw, loads of room for him on the left. Scotty Mack finds him. Ball's cut back here to Juan Mata. He's going to look to try and dink something over the top. He puts it through. Oh, just a little touch on it before it gets to Dan James. Dan James wins it back here. Well done. That's nice tenacity. It's nice work rate there from Dan. Luke Shaw on the ball. Pereira is eyeing up a shot. Can't quite find the space for it. Ball to Juan Mata. Gets away from his man. It's squared. It's well cleared there in the end. Moments away from the final whistle going. It was given as offside anyway. So that's pretty much all she wrote. It's pretty much all she wrote. Anthony Martial, of course, definitely the man of the match tonight. But, it's brilliant. What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. Told you all after the Spurs game to relax because we looked good. And by the way, we weren't even at our best tonight. We're still looking scrappy in certain areas, and we will get better. The fact we were so good in the 12 games leading up to lockdown told me we were going to be okay with Rashford and Pogba coming back. Nice game at the weekend now in the FA Cup against Norwich, which we should win. Get that out the way, and then win our next 3 Premier League games, which are doable. Get the maximum 12 points from these games. There we go. Game's over, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. If you're over on Hot Mic, join us again now on the Football Terrace for the live reaction show, and we'll see you all again soon. Thank you over there. Everyone on YouTube, you know how much we appreciate your viewership. We really, really do. Come back. Stay around. Literally, we're going to go live again in a few moments. Take care. All the boys are on this evening, so make sure you're over here with us. Take care.